of pressure. Finally, he had to leave late in the quarter with a sprained shoulder. Bradshaw and Pittsburgh shut out 16-0 a week ago, but Bradshaw gets the starting call here today.
Terry Bradshaw is the main part of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. If he's in there, they're going to score points. He had a shoulder problem. It is healed. He's been in the training room. Chuck Knowles said that if you don't practice by Thursday, we're going to start the other quarterback, and Terry got in there. He'll play today and play well, I'm sure.
The Kansas City Chiefs have not played very well since the strike. They've been a disappointment, frankly. And on Tuesday of this week in Kansas City, it was reported in the papers that Marv Levy, the head man of the Kansas City Chiefs, might be in trouble. He was given a vote of confidence by General Manager Jack Stedman, but nevertheless, Bob, it is a fact this team has not played with much enthusiasm of late.
You talk to the players and they don't know what the problem is. You talk to the coaching staff and they don't know what it is. The leadership has to come from someone. In Miami, it was Don Shula, a strong coach, a strong leader. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a lot of veteran players, and they lead on the field. It's got to come from the players of the Kansas City Chiefs, or it's got to come from Marv Levy and the coaching staff.
There is Marv Levy, and we have a sellout crowd here in Pittsburgh as we get set for action between the Steelers and the Chiefs. It will be Pittsburgh to kick off, and Gary Anderson will put the ball in play. The deep backs for the Chiefs in the middle. Anthony Hancock. The ball coming to Hancock, and he is going to down it as Carlos Carson back there said, don't come out with it. So it'll be first down from the 20-yard line. Kansas City with Steve Fuller winning back the quarterback spot. He will be leading this club this afternoon along with Delaney and Jackson in the backfield. Henry Marshall, J.T. Smith, he's bothered by a rib injury. Al Dixon, the tight end. Jack Rudney, the great veteran, anchors this offensive line at the center spot. And the first play, and Delaney gets the call. Delaney averaging 4.4 per carry, stopped by Tom Beasley, the right end, number 65. This defensive unit, Goodman, Dunn, and Beasley for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The outstanding linebackers, Ham back this week, Taves, Lambert, and Cole. Woodruff, Blunt, Shell, and Johnson in the secondary. A pickup of about 2. It'll be second down and 8. Steve Fuller pitching it back, and Delaney lost about a yard on the play. Coming across for Pittsburgh, Jack Ham, number 59. As we mentioned, he did not play last week. He has had some groin injuries, and he is back in there today. Number 58 there is Jack Lambert from Kent State in his 9th year. He had an ankle injury early, has come on very well. It's going to be third down and 9 for Kansas City. The Steelers put in Rick Woods as the nickel man and go to 5 defensive backs. Carlos Carson is the extra wide receiver, along with Smith and Marshall for Kansas City. Fuller going to throw. And now going to run at the 20. Drop the ball. And at the 28-yard line, the Steelers, Bob Coors, number 90, comes up with it. An early turnover here in Pittsburgh.
A big mistake by the young quarterback. He made a good play and coming up and making a scramble out of it. Everybody was covered. You see the rush coming on, steps up into the pocket, doesn't find anybody open. There's nobody to cover the quarterback. He just drops the football. Would have been a big play, but the Steelers get it going the other way.
Bradshaw at the quarterback spot. Coming back from the sprained shoulder. In motion, Cunningham, the tight end, the handoff to Pollard. Frank Pollard, number 44 out of Baylor, gets down near the 27-yard line. Gary Spaney, number 59, on the tackle for the Chiefs. Bradshaw at the quarterback slot with Franco Harris and Frank Pollard. The wide receivers are John Stallworth, Lynn Swan, the tight end Benny Cunningham. 2-5 number 67, wrapped him up. The referee today is Red Cashin. He indicates offside against Kansas City. The Chiefs with an early turnover and now an offside. And 5 yards will be marked off. There's our officials crew as we listen to Red Cashin.
No score, encroachment, defense, still second down.
Encroachment and an interesting possibility here. Second down and a long two.
He's got a good opportunity to throw the ball. He hasn't thrown the ball yet. Terry likes to put it up. This would be an excellent opportunity for him to do so.
And that's exactly what he wants to do. Gets it away, and it is intercepted down at the 2-yard line. The ball was tipped as he was trying to get it to Benny Cunningham. And coming away, Gary Green, the number 1 draft choice out of Baylor, his 17th career interception. He had 5 interceptions last year. So, the Kansas City Chiefs get the ball back. We'll be back here at Three Rivers in Pittsburgh. No score in the early going. NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By Lincoln Mercury, offering a complete range of contemporary automobiles for 1983, from Lynx to Lincoln. And by Hertz, the car rental company that's number 1 for everyone. The Kansas City Chiefs get the football back, deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line, but the interception, a big play by Gary Green. Steve Fuller out of Clemson. He's won the quarterback spot back from Bill Kinney. Billy Jackson, no gain. Tom Beasley, number 65, came up to crack him. Underneath there, number 58, Jack Lambert.
Jay, this is a very tough defense to run against, especially when you're backed up on your own 2-yard line. They're expecting you to run. I talked to some of the Steelers before the game. They say the first thing they have to stop is the running game and force the Kansas City quarterback, whether it's Kenny or whether it's Fuller, to throw the ball.
It's second down from the 2. Fuller's going to throw up the middle. Almost intercepted. It was almost picked off by Ron Johnson. They were trying to get it to Henry Marshall. That's a tough timing pass. And Fuller came close to hitting on it. Then it came close to being picked away.
It's a very tough position to throw your first pass of the ball game. I don't object to the call. I think it's a good call to get out of there. Maybe some other call, but that was a little bit of a dangerous throw for a young quarterback that's trying to get his feet on the ground. Ideally, you'd like to start off the game with an easier pass in a situation where you're not on your own 2-yard line.
Fuller now facing third down from the 2. Jeff Gossett, number 7 out of Eastern Illinois, averaging 41.7, will do the punting. Rick Woods, averaging 9.4 per punt return, is upfield from his own end zone. Jeff Gossett. Woods at the 45, the 40, steps down to the 35, 30, almost broken. Down to the 28-yard line. Deron Cherry, or let's see, it was Clark Gaines, number 21, making the tackle. Look again here at a fine return.
There we see Ricky Woods was a punt returner in college. They are very high on Ricky Woods with the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only as a defensive and a nickelback, but also as a punt returner. He made a big
40-yard punt, a 15-yard return. Bradshaw will lead the Steelers from the 26 of Kansas City. Earlier today, Bob Greasy talked with Terry Bradshaw about what he had to do against the Chiefs.
This year they've had kind of been off track, but the thing they do well is they read the quarterback size. Barbaro in the center does a great job of reading the quarterback size. Still and their line have in the past been outstanding pass rushers. I've got two young guards in there that are kind of untried and untested, so the key will be on pass protection, my ability really to get Barbaro out of the way where I can get in the passing lanes.
And it's going to go to Frank Pollard. Pollard breaks a tackle and is down to the 23-yard line. Pollard averaging 3.8 per carry. You saw there, Bob, that he has excellent speed to the outside.
He certainly does. And you noticed Terry talking about his offensive line. They've had a problem in the offensive line, and more specifically in the guard position. Corzon is not playing because of an ankle. Elkin is out because of an ankle, and McGriff is out. They're all doubtful for this game. That puts the rookie Voorhees in at starting right guard.
The Steeler line offensively underrated. Right now, though, very undermanned at the guard spot. 2nd down and 6. Cunningham in motion. The pitch comes back to Pollard. Pollard cutting it in inside the 20-yard line. Got to about the 18 before Art Still, number 67, made the play. They spot the ball down at the 19-yard line. We're in the first quarter. 10 minutes left to play. No score. Both clubs early turnovers.
It was an interesting matchup on that blocking assignment. For the Steelers, you had the right tackle, Larry Brown, who must be 6'5 or 6'6", 270, blocking on Art Still, who looks like a sequoia over on the other side of the defensive line.
On 3rd down and 3, Swan to the right, Stallworth to the left. Smith was in the slot right. They throw it to Stallworth. Stallworth has a first down near the 7-yard line. Eric Harris, number 44, made the tackle.
Man-to-man coverage, good pass protection. Terry steps up. It's just a little curl pattern, throws it to the outside away from Barbaro. He is very concerned about Barbaro and making sure that he looks him off. You see Still on his pass rush, Blanton blitzing up the middle, Howard taking his man for man. Good protection by Mike Webster.
Stallworth has now caught passes in 67 straight games. Bradshaw holding on to the right side. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Gary Barbaro, number 26, making the play.
Been in that position before, Jay. I know exactly what he was feeling when he missed the handoff to the fullback. He says, what in the world am I doing out here with this ball by myself? He's been there before, though, and he can run when he has to.
Second down, goal to go. The ball near the 8-yard line. Franco Harris trying to find some running room, and he does an excellent job. Pretty much on his own. He got near the 3-yard line as Lloyd Burris, the strong safety, number 34, tackled him at that point. It's at the 3.
Jay, you may have noticed Bradshaw checking off the movement of Franco Harris. He checked to a trap up the middle. It's very difficult to trap the Chiefs because of the fact that their defensive linemen play head up, helmet to helmet with the offensive linemen. You can't get any blocking angles that way. He probably saw something, thought he could get a trap in there, and went for it.
Harris's role has changed somewhat in the new Steeler offense. He carries the ball less, but down here he can be tough. 3rd and goal. A lot of time.
Receiver. He looked to the right. He looked back to the left when he wasn't open to the right side and knew where Stallworth would be. Stallworth knew how much time he had and worked himself open at the right time.
Gary Anderson kicks the point after. And the Steelers score first this afternoon at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Here's the throw again. Bradshaw looks and finds Stallworth. Touchdown. There is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, 50 50-year-old Chuck Knoll, a native of Cleveland, Ohio. Tackle in the linebacker at Dayton. Kickoff coming. And in the middle, Anthony Hancock is over the 10, the 15, the 20, 25. Hancock got across the 30-yard line. Hancock averaging 24.1 per kickoff return. The stop was made by Bohannon, number 23, the first-year man from Mississippi Valley, Fred Bohannon. There's the scoring drive, 26 yards, 6 plays, capped by a 3-yard touchdown pass, Bradshaw to Stallworth. It's been a pleasant combination over the years.
Stallworth has emerged as the favorite target for Terry Bradshaw. He knows where he's going to be at all times and looks for him when he's in trouble.
First down from the 31-yard line. Steve Fuller lets it go to Joe Delaney. Delaney is over the 35, up to the 37, stopped by Lauren Taves. Let's go to New York.
Thank you, Jay Randolph. This is Mike Adamley in New York. In Chicago, the fog has lifted, and quarterback Jim McMahon, who was a doubtful starter, has thrown this touchdown pass to Ken Marjoram, and the Chicago Bears lead the New England Patriots 7-0. Back to you, Jay.
All right, NFL 82 will be keeping you up to date all afternoon on the activities around the National Football League. Steelers up 7-0. Second down and 3. Kansas City. Jackson picks up barely a yard. Edmund Nelson, number 64. A rookie, 7th-round draft choice from Auburn. Making a very fine play there. Now, he will come out of the lineup, and Tom Beasley will return. Lauren Taves is replaced by Ricky Woods, as again the look to Stallworth, who has the touchdown. Kansas City 0-2 on third down conversions. Facing one here. Clark Gaines, number 21 in the game for the Chiefs. Fuller throwing down the far side and overthrows his intended receiver. He was going for Carlos Carson. The coverage, Wayne Woodruff. So again, we'll see Jeff Gossett come on and do the punting. Ricky Woods dropping back to receive this punt, the second of the day from Gossett. Woods out of Boise State, a rookie. A high spiral. Woods backing up at the 10. He's at the 15, fell down as he just stepped across the 18-yard line. His feet went right out from under him. Downfield for Kansas City was Al Steinfeld, along with number 21, Clark Gaines. A 52-yard punt and the 10-yard return. With 5:47 remaining in the first quarter, a timeout with the Steelers leading 7-0. Randolph and Bob Gracie with you. Pittsburgh's had excellent field position. In fact, this is the worst they've had. They're going to start now from their own 20, and they're going to have Abercrombie in the lineup.
Yes, he's an outstanding rookie. They're expecting a lot of good things from him. Pittsburgh has had the ball twice, and both times it's been inside the Kansas City 30-yard line. Once they got it on a fumble, the other time a good punt return by Ricky Woods.
Number 1 draft choice, Walter Abercrombie, number 34, out of Baylor. In motion, Greg Hawthorne is in the lineup now, and there is Abercrombie, and he is across the 20 to the 22-yard line. It was Jackson, 51, and Harris, 44, who made the play.
It's an outstanding rookie from Baylor University. It's just a sweep to his left. He gets a little bit anxious, doesn't wait for his blocking, and just kind of runs into a Kansas City Chief, doesn't really get tackled. He'll get into the flow of things when he gets in there and starts running the ball a little bit. He's a little bit anxious right now.
It's now Harris, 32, and Pollard, 44 in the backfield. Abercrombie hurt his knee in the second preseason game of this year and is just coming back to form. Second down and 7. Out it goes to Pollard. One block, and he's across the 25. Hit at the 26 by Charles Jackson, the right outside linebacker, number 51. And Gary Spaney, the right inside linebacker number 59. There's Jackson. He played at the University of Washington. 3 fumble recoveries in the game here last year. The Steelers had a lot of turnovers in that one.
I'm sure Jackson would like to have 3 more this year, too. They need some turnovers. Pittsburgh is a dominating offense. Their defense, Kansas City's defense, has got to make something happen and take the ball away from the Steelers.
Steelers facing 3rd down and 4. They are 2 for 2 in 3rd down conversion situations in the early going. Deron Cherry is in as the nickel back for the Chiefs as they go to the prevent defense. 3 wide receivers, Smith, Swan, and Stallworth for Pittsburgh. A long one down the far sideline for Stallworth. There he goes! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! 75 yards. Touchdown. They love it in Steeler country.
This is vintage Bradshaw. He jumps back. He doesn't want to throw it initially. He wants to throw it to the short man. He sees Stallworth beats his man. Eric Harris down the sideline, lays it up and over. Big play. Eric Harris makes a lot of big plays defensively, but he may also get burned occasionally. Stallworth is one of the finest receivers in the NFL, and we'll show you why right there.
So very quickly, 2 touchdown passes in this game from Bradshaw to Stallworth. Anderson has kicked 2 extra points, and with 4:08 remaining in the first period, the Steelers have bounced out to a 14-0 advantage over the Kansas City Chiefs. Bob Greasy, 27,000 yards. That's a lot of real estate, isn't it?
That isn't all bad for a guy that came out and said that he was not going to make it in this league because he didn't have the smarts to play. Terry has developed very much as a quarterback over the years, and he's the top quarterback in the league in my book right now when he's healthy. And he's certainly healthy today, and he showed us on that long pass.
Deron Cherry coming up the far sideline at the 15, gets to the 20, and out to the 24-yard line. Tackle made by Willie Sidner. The Kansas City Chiefs down 14-0. They'll try and get it going from their own 23. There's the scoring drive. Stallworth catching 2 touchdown passes here in the early going.
Not exactly how the Chiefs had in mind, what they had in mind to start this ball game off.
Stallworth now with the 2 touchdown receptions has tied Buddy Dial for 2nd place on the team's all-time list. And the gain to the 24-yard line as the quick pitch went from Fuller out to Delaney. And Lauren Taves did a good job of diagnosing the play. In the early going, San Diego leading Cleveland 7-0 as Chuck Muncie has scored early in that game. Philadelphia and St. Louis, the Cardinals, getting a score from Wayne Morris and a Neil O'Donoghue field goal, have an early 10-0 lead in that one. And the Giants 3-0 over Houston. Here it is 14-0 Steelers. Intended for J.T. Smith. Smith is hurting with some very bad ribs. Fuller trying to get it out to him. Smith wearing a black jacket. They weren't even sure if he'd be able to play. He had a very rough night, we were told, but he did say he could try to start today.
The Chiefs are doing something a little bit different. On running downs, 1st and 2nd downs, occasionally they're coming with 3 wide receivers, 1 running back in the backfield. That time they were in that set, and Fuller had to rush his throw and just missed J.T. Smith. He was open, had single coverage.
3rd down and 9. Marshall, Hancock, Smith, and Carson, 3 wide receivers for the Chiefs. Steve Fuller getting it out, completing it. That is Henry Marshall, and Marshall is out of bounds on the far sideline, run out over there by Woodruff. Looked like he got the 1st down near the 36-yard line. It is a 1st down for Kansas City.
This is the first down for the Kansas City Chiefs. Fuller goes back, looks right all the way. Single coverage, good catch. Lambert on the coverage, can't get over there in time. Big play. They need to get some momentum. They need to keep the ball a little bit, get down and score some points.
Fuller a number 1 draft choice. Now in his 4th year, 21 out of 41 this season. Won back the job in 81, and he's done it again here in 82, taking over for Bill Kinney. Fuller with a lot of time, and he gets it out to Al Dixon, and he dropped it. Dixon from Iowa State. 6th-year man, a free agent who was originally signed by the New York Giants on the 7th-round draft pick.
Jay, this is a problem that the Kansas City Chiefs have been having the last 2 weeks since the strike. They've been stopping themselves. It's tough enough to get your offense going when you come back from 2 months of inactivity. They dropped 5 balls, I believe, last week, and here they're starting again. What they need is a sustained drive to hold the ball and move it down and score some points. It's very difficult to play the Pittsburgh Steelers in their aggressive style of defense when you're 2 touchdowns behind in the first quarter.
Willie Scott is in the game now, number 81 for Kansas City. It's Delaney getting the call, and Delaney's in trouble. Mel Blount danced out front of him and brought him down. Blount, who does an excellent job, 3rd-round draft choice from Southern University, now in his 13th season.
Blount is something special. Good job of blocking by the left side of the offensive line. Herkenhoff, buddy. Mel Blount just comes up. He's got the force responsibility, doesn't take any of the jukes, hangs around, knows he's got some help coming, and just stays there until the rest of the black jerseys get there. Blount is an outstanding athlete. He's very smart. He's very intelligent. He's got 52 interceptions. He needs 1 more to break the record for an all-time Steeler defensive back. He may get it today.
3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers again for Kansas City. Fuller goes down. Gary Dunn, the nose tackle, coming up with the sack. Carlos Carson was in there along with Smith and Marshall. Here is an isolated view of Carlos Carson on the play. They couldn't get it to him.
There you see he's just running a little in and out. You saw Lambert didn't even look at him. He dropped back in zone coverage. He was open, but he had problems in the backfield. Another punt.
Gossett has averaged 47 yards on his 2 punts so far this afternoon. The sky's brightening a bit here. A high punt that Woods takes at the 25, at the 30, the 35, out to the 40, and up to the 42-yard line. Rick Woods, the rookie. He led the Big Sky in punt returns, looking sharp. A 12-yard return there after a 45-yard punt. Tackle made by Charles Jackson, number 51. We take time out. Steelers lead it 14-0. The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Rick Woods, very, very fine-looking rookie.
They are very pleased with him. He's an outstanding. He does everything. He even holds on extra points, run back punts, nickel back, and for a rookie, that's quite a bit.
J.T. Smith, number 86, now into the wide receiver, replacing Lynn Swan. Pittsburgh 1st and 10 from their own 42. Franco Harris across the 50 and barely into Kansas City territory. Craig Wolfley doing a nice job from left guard, number 73 with a block, and Mike Bell, number 99, made the tackle. All-time rushers, Jim Brown. And, of course, he's the top man. Franco Harris in the 3rd spot. I mentioned Harris's role is a little different now than it was, but I get the feeling they'd like to run him a little more than they have in recent weeks.
Franco would like to run a little bit more, too.
2nd down and 2. Franco's running, and it's a 1st down at the 42-yard line as Gary Spaney, the inside linebacker, number 59 from Kansas State, made the tackle.
I guarantee you, Jay, he'll be running a lot more. Watch the offensive line. There's Emil Morris leading on a little trap. Webster blowing away the linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. They keep blowing them off like that. They'll keep running the ball right up the middle.
Voorhees is a rookie from the University of Pittsburgh from Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Went to Bishop Kenrick High, and he's doing a good job as they are a little lean in the guard spots because of injuries. Bradshaw rolling, throwing, and completing. J.T. Smith. 1st down. Jim Smith Smith, I should say. I think I called him JT a moment ago. JT Smith, of course, the wide receiver for the Chiefs. We do have a couple of Smith boys in here. Gary Barbaro on the coverage.
Take a run to the left. Bradshaw with his mobility rolls to the right. Throws it right over the linebacker's head. Pollard was flanked out on the sideline, then ran the cornerback off. Good pattern.
And we come to the end of the first quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh with the Steelers leading 14-0 over the Chiefs. 53-year-old Marv Levy, a running back at Little Co College in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, has a master's degree from Harvard. The head coach in his 6th year at Kansas City, Franco Harris, bangs in there for a couple. Gary Spaney making the stop. They gain down to the 23-yard line. Greg Hawthorne, number 27, returning for the Steelers offensively. He's a 4-year man from Baylor. They got a lot of Baylor players on this Pittsburgh club all of a sudden.
Sure do. Look for Bradshaw to put it up here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Hawthorne. He's in the ball game now, and he likes him when he's in there.
Rick Woods has been taken for an X-ray, an injury to his left elbow. Bradshaw with a lot of time throwing, and it is complete to Stallworth. Stallworth having a sensational first half. Eric Harris on the coverage. Bradshaw now is 6 out of 7.
That isn't all bad. If you can hit 6 out of 7, Terry drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Good protection. Fires the ball between the linebackers, right to Stallworth on about the 3-yard line. First and goal.
18-yard pickup on the play. Ball at the 4-yard line. First and goal. Bradshaw looking back, comes out to the tight end, Cunningham. And Cunningham just does get back to the 4. Ken Kramer, the nose tackle, stayed at home and did a good job on the play.
I don't think anybody that knows anything about football or doesn't will think that that was the way that play was designed. He had Stallworth open. It was a little in and out pattern on the right side where he was rolling. He couldn't see him because of the penetration on the right side of the defensive line for Kansas City, and just came back and dumped it off and made a positive play out of it.
John Rogers, the second line tight end for the Steelers, is nursing a hamstring. He's not in there as on second down, a lot of time to throw for a touchdown to Greg Hawthorne. Gary Barbaro on the play was there, but not much he could do. If you give Bradshaw that much time down there, he's going to get it in there.
There's a little play action on goal line, second and goal on the 4 or 5 yard line. They have it covered pretty well. They just have to stay close to their men. Bradshaw's got all kinds of time. When you got that much time, one of the guys, in this case Hawthorne, is going to wiggle free, and all you need to do is throw the ball 6 or 7 yards. They're in a big hole now, Kansas City is, 21-0.
Exactly, that's what it is as Anderson boots it through. On that last play, Wolfley did an excellent job, the left guard, on a block. Marv Levy trying to fire his club up, down 21-0. With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers now have a 21-0 advantage. Anderson kicking off. Anthony Hancock coming out over the 5, at the 10, the 15, to the 20, and he was really banged as he came to the 22-yard line. Bohannon again doing an excellent job on the specialty unit. Fred Bohannon, in his first season, does an excellent job on the specialty teams. Again, we'll indicate to you that Rick Woods, fine rookie, has been taken for a precautionary X-ray for the elbow. San Diego leads Cleveland 14-3. Just got a field goal from Matt Barr. Cleveland did to get on the board. Minnesota and Miami, 7-6 Minnesota. Tommy Kramer just scored from 18. 12 minutes and 59 seconds as you look at that Tampa Bay New Orleans score. 12:39 left to play in this first half. Pitch back coming to Billy Jackson. And not having much luck trying to run outside against the Steeler defense. Tom Beasley, the right end, number 65, coming up. Beasley's a fellow who's been hampered by injuries, but he's doing an excellent job. There he is. He played at Virginia Tech, third-round pick, fifth year. Now starting, and he comes out, and the rookie, Edmund Nelson, out of Auburn, comes in to replace him.
Beasley's doing a good job, Jay. He leads the Steelers in sacks with 4, and they're third, or I think they're third in the league in the AFC anyway, in sacks with 15. They're a very aggressive defense. It's going to be very difficult for a young Kansas City offense to get back in this ballgame.
Steve Fuller dodges one man, but can't get away from the rest of them. And it was Lauren Taves, the 10-year veteran from California, who finally got him. And it's been all Steelers here. John Goodman, number 95, also in on the play. As we look again, Fuller under pressure.
Here you see a blitz. Jack Ham coming in. He's got a man open if he can get time to throw it. If he would have had time to throw, he could have had a big play, maybe even for a touchdown, because he had a man open about 30 yards downfield.
Number 58, Jack Lambert. Had a bad ankle early this year. This is a tough bunch, this Steeler defense, and Kansas City is 1 for 5 in third down conversions. They're facing third down, 20. Ball at the 12-yard line, and too much time against Kansas City. We talked at the top of the show, Bob, about the cohesiveness problem that these Kansas City Chiefs have had. They don't seem to be together. They don't seem to be fired up. And they don't seem to be playing very well. I mean, obviously, the folks at home know that.
They had a problem coming in. There's no question about that. What they needed to do was get off to a good start against the Steelers. The worst thing that could possibly happen has happened. They've gotten behind. Bradshaw has thrown 3 quick touchdown passes. They have to play catch up with a very experienced and very aggressive and tough Steeler defensive team.
Well, let's see what Fuller and the Chiefs have in store right now. Fuller stepping back, now comes up, looks, throws, and it is incomplete. Well, he probably could have run farther than where he tried to deliver the ball to Clark Gaines. Jack Lambert covering on Gaines on the play.
This was 3rd and 25. Pittsburgh is just backing up into their zones. Everyone is looking at the quarterback. Everyone sees him and is reacting to what he is doing. Good coverage by the Steelers.
We have a new man to return this punt that will come from Jeff Gossett. Gossett standing in his own end zone. On 3 punts, he's averaged 46 yards. Sidner is back to receive. A high kick. Sidner takes it at the 48 and goes the wrong way, trying to find the wall. And he's still on his feet. Cuts it up, got back, and returned it all the way to the 42-yard line. He took a circuitous route there, but did an excellent job. Gossett, the punter, brought him down. 48-yard punt, a 15-yard return, and there's a penalty marker down back at the 17-yard line. Holding is indicated. They're going to bring it back.
Jay, that's the longest 15-yard punt return I've ever seen.
Chuck Knoll looking out as we watch again.
He's trying to get over to where his friends are. They've set up a wall up to the top part of your screen, and he's trying to get back, trying to give some ground, and he almost got back to it.
Sidner is from Syracuse, a rookie. And he showed us very good effort indeed.
Number 23 on the receivers before the ball was kicked. First down.
Holding is called against Fred Bohannon before the kick.
Which is a big play for the Kansas City Chiefs. It was holding before, so it's an automatic first down. Were it holding afterwards, it'd only be a 5-yard penalty.
Out at the 12-yard line, first down, Kansas City. Gets them out of a very big hole, as Bob has indicated. Coming to the near sideline, J.T. Smith. And stepping outside is Delaney. He's at the 20 and gets a first down as he moved it to the 24-yard line. Mel Blunt ran him out of bounds over there. Delaney had a dazzling 1981. He's number 37 out of Northwest Louisiana. 1,121 yards.
They need some of that again this year, and they need some of that in this game. They don't need to go out and score 3 touchdowns in 3 consecutive plays. They've got almost 3/4 of a ball game to play. They need to get some offense going. They need to keep their team on the field and score some touchdowns, and they can get back in this ball game. They can't panic and rush it.
First down from the 24 as it starts to rain here in Pittsburgh, and Joe Delaney getting the call once more. Hit just at the line of scrimmage by Gary Dunn, number 67. Dunn, the 6-year man from Miami, 6th-round draft choice. He's done an excellent job here in the early going. He's coming off his best pro season. Delaney now has 27 yards on 7 carries. Dunn lives in your hometown, Coral Gables, Florida.
The University of Miami was a very good football player down there.
On second down, Fuller. And boy, oh boy, he's got problems. Lauren Taves and Jack Lambert coming through. Penalty marker thrown. Might be a face mask. Steelers really putting the pressure on Steve Fuller.
Pittsburgh does so many different things, gives you so many different looks defensively. They'll play a 3-man line and blitz it, a 4-man line and blitz it. They'll play different kinds of nickel coverages.
Face mask, number 56 of the defense, first down.
The defensive coordinator, Woody Woodenhofer, was talking to him yesterday. He gets into the minds of the quarterbacks. That was a very interesting chat I had with him, and after I talked with him, I realized why he was so tough for the Miami Dolphins for the last 10 years. He is almost a genius. He decides how you're going to block things. He attacks it, sends linebackers that you can't pick up. If you have a hot receiver, someone you're going to dump it to, he has 2 guys there to cover it. So it's no fun to play against him, Jay.
We could call him a near genius anyway.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes left to play in this first half. If you're just joining us, the Steelers, 2 touchdowns from Bradshaw to Stallworth in the first quarter, and then a 4-yarder from Bradshaw to Hawthorne. It's 21-0 Pittsburgh. Second down, ball at the 25-yard line, Kansas City. Steve Fuller at the controls, and down he goes. He's got his hands full at the moment. That offensive line of his is just not giving him any time. Lambert, 58, led the way. John Goodman, number 95, is also there.
Fuller's having all kinds of problems. He either slips or is tripped by the leg of Jack Rudney. When it rains, it pours. It's even starting to rain here. Fuller's having a tough time. The Steeler defense is very tough for an experienced quarterback, let alone a fellow that is starting the second game of the season. They're going to have a tough time today. They just need to get some positive plays together and make some first downs and hopefully score touchdowns.
Bob Coors replaces Lauren Taves in the defense, and the pass downfield is caught. They're going to call it a catch, and a fine play by Carlos Carson. Carson just got in underneath that one to make the catch. Ron Johnson on the coverage, and now a little argument ensuing over there. Ron Johnson, number 29, had something to say. Let's look at this again.
It's a good play by Fuller. It's hard to tell from that angle whether they caught it or not. It looks like he may have. But the point is, Fuller moved out of the pocket that time, brought a little extra time, allowed his wide receivers to get open, and this is a big play. This is the best field position they've had all day.
First down from their own 48-yard line. J.T. Smith in motion. Pitch back coming to Delaney. Delaney over the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. John Goodman, number 95, coming up from left end, and Jack Lambert, the inside linebacker, 58, stalled him. Clock is running with 8:25 left to go in the first half. Delaney started the day with a 4.4 average, 229 yards. He was bothered by an ankle injury earlier, missed the final quarter of the San Diego game. The Chiefs trying to establish their running game, gain a little confidence here. You can't get it all in big chunks when you're down 21-0. They'd like to march back here and score. Delaney is inside the 45 and down near the 42-yard line. Warren Taves, number 51, made the play with Ron Johnson, number 29. Last week, Pittsburgh lost 16-0 in the Kingdome in Seattle. A first down for Kansas City. The Chiefs lost to the Rams at Anaheim, 20-14. Both clubs moved the ball very well on the ground, but both clubs had trouble scoring. It was only the third shutout in Chuck Noll's 14-year career as head coach. They lost up in Seattle last Sunday. From the 42 of Pittsburgh, Billy Jackson. Jackson down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line, upended by Jack Lambert. The offensive line for the Chiefs, led by Jack Rudney, in operation.
Straight ahead blocking, just trying to pick a hole out somewhere or other. Good defensive play. Donnie Shell coming in, the rest of the Steelers. You know, the play before this, Ron Johnson came up and put the finishing touches on the ball carrier and really didn't hit the ball carrier, but knocked one of his own defensive linemen off. I've seen Doug Plank, guys like that come up and break their own players' ribs by doing that before.
1 second and 6. The pass is complete. A fine throw to Henry Marshall and a first down. Donnie Shell made the tackle. Marshall out of Missouri, who has deceptive speed, picks up 18 yards.
This is a fine throw by Fuller. He stays in the pocket, steps up and fires the ball wide open in front of Donnie Shell. That's a big play. Kansas City's got a good drive going.
First down at the 18-yard line. Marshall has had 85 catches in the last 2 seasons. And we've got a timeout called as we look at Marv Levy. 5 years in the CFL. Coached 2 Grey Cup teams in Montreal. We're going to take a timeout with 5:59 left to play in the first half. The Steelers lead the Chiefs 21-0. Next Saturday, basketball and football for you on NBC at 1:30 Eastern Time. It will be Kentucky taking on the Fighting Illini of Illinois. That'll be followed by NFL 82, and then San Diego and the San Francisco 49ers. What a Saturday we've got for you. All starting at 1:30 Eastern Time right here on NBC Sports. Kentucky with a big win over Villanova yesterday. Fuller, 4 out of 9, 61 yards, has the Chiefs down at the Pittsburgh 18-yard line. Steelers lead at 21-0. J.T. Smith set in the slot. They give it to Billy Jackson. Picked up a yard or 2. Jack Ham, the linebacker, 59. Donnie Shell, a strong safety, number 31, made the tackle. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WPXI, the news station.
With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph at Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Steelers leading it 21-0. 5:25 left to play in the first half. J.T. Smith going wide to the left. Put a man in the slot left. Hadnot is in the game. Carlos Carson also in there. Fuller throwing, and it is complete to Carson. He's got a first down inside the 5-yard line. Mel Blunt making the play. Now they're going to mark it back, it looks like, at about the...
It's a very good play.
Is that Smith or Carson? Let's see. It is Smith. J.T. Smith, and he's shaken up. I thought it was Carlos Carson who had come into the game, but they threw to J.T. Smith.
See Ham blitzing. 3 wide receivers to the left side of the field. 1 came in motion. J.T. Smith falling on those ribs. And that hurts. I know how that feels.
Well, indeed. He is wearing a flak jacket. He had, it was reported to us early today, a very tough night. He came out, loosened up, said, okay, I'm going to try and play. And That gain was spotted down at the 4-yard line where it's going to be first and goal to go. But right now, Wayne Rudy and the staff attending to him there. Right now, let's go to New York and get an update.
Thank you, Jay Randolph. This is Mike Adamle in our NFL 82 studios in the mud of County Stadium in Milwaukee. The Bills have finally scored in this controversial touchdown by Joe Cribbs. Did he cross the goal line playing? The officials say yes, and the Bills lead 7-6. Jay?
All right, Mike Adamle, a former Kansas City Chief, keeping us up to date on activities around the league. Here it is 21-0 as J.T. Smith, who played his collegiate ball at North Texas State University, goes out of the game.
That's a tough loss for Kansas City. You know, ribs heal when they want to. There's not much you can do. Other ankles, swollen ankles, sore joints, you can go in and get treatment. When you bruise or crack a rib, every time you breathe, that affects that rib. And there's not much in the way of treatment that you can do for it. It just takes time. Two injuries that I really hated to get during the season. One was cracked ribs. The other was jammed or sprained fingers. Because they just took their time in healing.
Bob, this has been a very fine drive for the Chiefs. They've marched right down the field, down 21-0. They could have given it up. 4:53 remaining in the first half.
It's a very big drive for the Chiefs and a very big drive for Fuller. He was not starting at the beginning of the season. And Marv Levy put him in. He had a rough start in this ball game. He's getting his feet on the ground, getting some confidence. They need to get this in the end zone. They're not in yet.
It is 21-0 Pittsburgh. Billy Jackson, 43. James Hadnot, 48, the running backs. We've got Dixon and Scott and Beckman all in there. Beckman is bothered by an arch injury. The handoff going to Jackson. Penalty marker down. Jackson got to the 3-yard line. Jack Lambert, 58 on the tackle. And now referee Red Cashin and his crew indicate offside Pittsburgh. This will put the ball a bit closer for the Chiefs. Ball going down to the 2-yard line.
Offside to the center of the line by the defense. Still first down.
Mike Merriweather, number 57, top draft choice for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is in there at weak safety. He's a tough, hard hitter. They got him in there to make the tackles behind the line. Let's see how he does on this play.
Handoff going to Jackson, and he is stopped at the 1. Jackson trying the right side. Leading the way was John Goodman, number 95. Ron Johnson, number 29. Billy Jackson is the Chiefs' only rushing touchdown this season.
Steelers very tough to run against in this area.
Yeah, they got the goal line defense. They bring in the rookie Keith Willis. Also Edmund Nelson. Second down, goal to go. Had not, and he does not.
Does not and did not.
Mike Merriweather, the gentleman you just mentioned, number 57, put the stopper on him.
They got a tough defensive front. They got Lambert backing it up on one side and Merriweather on the other. He's a hard hitter, stacks them up. Defensive linebackers come in and make the tackle. It's 3rd and 1. You got 2 downs to make it. If you don't make it on this one, you gotta go.
The ball is just inside the 1. 3rd, goal to go. James Hadnot, 48. Billy Jackson, 43. Behind Fuller. Jackson, and touchdown, Kansas City. Billy Jackson's 2nd touchdown of the season. Well, a very impressive march for the Chiefs.
It was a very impressive march. Billy Jackson just barely gets in. Lambert gets in between them. That was a tough play. Tough defense, tough offense. That was a tough football play.
He scores with 3:27 left in this first half. Nick Lowry set to kick the point after. Lowry puts it up, and it is good. 21-7, the Steelers leading the Chiefs. Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. The rain is just about stopped. We'll be back with more in a moment. Nick Lowry will kick it off. 21-7, Pittsburgh. Fred Bohannon is the deep man set to receive it. And it will be Bohannon at the 4-yard line. Now at the 10, the 15, the 20, and he gets out to the 24-yard line. And now we've got a little scuffle going on. Haynes, number 56, made the stop. A little extracurricular activity ended rather quickly, and the Steelers will put it in play at the 23-yard line. It's Ed Beckman who is being helped off, number 85. Beckman, we mentioned, has an arch injury. He's the kicking team captain, and apparently he was injured here. Right there. Coming in a little late, and apparently he hurt himself when he went down there.
He's an excellent special teams player. He is in on short yardage situations. He's the backup third tight end. He's an all-purpose player for the Chiefs and does a very good job. Tough, hard-nosed ball player.
First down from the 24-yard line. Walter Abercrombie, number 34, and Franco Harris, 32, are the running backs. Benny Cunningham goes in motion. Abercrombie gets the call. And Abercrombie is across the 30-yard line. And the fans here in Pittsburgh appreciating the young rookie. Art Still, number 67, made the tackle. Scotty McCartney, our senior video man, is a new grandfather. His daughter Kathy gave birth to a second son this morning. Congratulations to Scotty and his family. Terry Bradshaw rolling along. 21-7, the Steelers lead it. Bradshaw's had some first half. Banging up the middle, Franco Harris. Wasn't much there for him as Art Still, who does an excellent job, the 5-year veteran from Kentucky, made the play. Ken Kramer, 91, was also there.
Steelers have had pretty much what they've wanted today. It's a good hole in there. He just gets tripped up as he's going through it. But they've had their running game going. Bradshaw's been hot in the passing game. You couldn't ask for anything more than to have both your running and passing games going for you.
Sidney Thornton, number 38, now in the backfield with Franco Harris. And a whistle. The 2-minute warning is going to be given to both teams. 2 minutes left to play in this first half. The Steelers have the lead over the Chiefs, 21-7. Jack Lambert, a very special gentleman. He's caused a lot of havoc over the years.
He's not a bad football player either. He says he enjoys playing in the 4-3, the old-style defense that the Steelers have employed through all their championship years, much more than he does the 3-4. He's more dominant in the 4-3, but he's adjusting to this just very nicely.
Big day for Bradshaw, 130 yards already. Franco Harris, he got the first down. Got it to the 35-yard line. Making the play for the Chiefs, Jerry Blanton, left inside linebacker, number 57. Sidney Thornton comes out of the lineup, and Walter Abercrombie is back in, so it's Harris and Abercrombie in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Steelers from their own 36-yard line. Trent Bryant is now the right cornerback for Kansas City, number 45, replacing Eric Harris. Intercepted. Gary Green came very close to picking it off, and we'll check the penalty. indication is it will go against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Franco Harris this afternoon, 28 yards on 6 carries. Franco, who in his career has had 40 100-yard games and leads the National Football League in attempts. Let's listen.
Illegal use of the hand. Number 66 on the top hat, still first down.
Call went against Ted Peterson, number 66. Let's see if we can see it.
Peterson is only in there for one play. He gets beat right now by Bell, and he turns around and grabs him. Bradshaw losing minus 15.
Franco Harris trying to get to the outside, and he is run out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That was Trent Bryant, the free agent second-year man from Arkansas, who made the play.
When I say that Peterson was only in there for one play, Jay, he comes in on short yardage situation, which was there for play before, and Penny moves out to tight end. The Steelers only have one healthy tight end. Rogers is out. Benny Cunningham is one tight end. Penny moves to the other end. But when you do that, he becomes eligible, and he has to go out for one play, so Peterson stays in at left tackle for the one play.
And he was eligible last year when he caught a touchdown pass in the Cleveland game, as I remember.
That's true.
Second down and 16. Steelers lead at 21-7. 3 wide receivers now for the Steelers. Stallworth, Swan, and Smith. And the throw is complete to Lynn Swan. Swan very close to a first down. The coverage over there by Gary Green.
Just a little down and out. Pittsburgh's in their hurry-up offense. They want to get up and run the next play.
16-yard pickup. Swan now needs 6 more to pass L.B. Nickel and become the Steelers' all-time leading receiver. They're going to stop for a measurement. Swan missed the Cincinnati game with a hamstring injury. Here is the measurement, and it is a first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have 46 seconds left to go in the first half.
Swan hasn't caught a lot of balls this year. He's off to a slow start. He's had injury problems over the years. He's only had 5 receptions coming into this ball game, and is really hoping that they would come to him a little bit more. They're spreading the targets out this year.
Bradshaw again with a lot of time, wide open. Jim Smith. Jim Smith is down to the 3-yard line. Gary Barbaro saved the touchdown. Smith got behind everybody.
Bradshaw is amazing. He is so big, and he's so quick, and he's so strong, he can throw that ball 30, 40, 50 yards down the field by just flicking his wrist. He was looking right. He looked right. Barbaro went to the right. Then he came back to the left, found his man down the field, and threw it 40, 50 yards and right on mark. Tremendous play by a great quarterback.
51-yard pass a moment ago. Bradshaw now has thrown for 197 yards in the first half. He is 10 out of 11. The only miss was intercepted.
That's not bad coming off of an injury from the week before. He was just resting up last week, Jay.
Boy, oh boy. They have 1 timeout remaining, 33 seconds with which to operate. First and goal to go. Bradshaw throwing and incomplete. Lynn Swan got a hand on it, but couldn't seem to make the turn out and come up with it.
He's got such a strong arm. Down in this area, he can get the ball there so quickly that the man does not have to be open very much. And he had him open that time and just threw it a little bit too far outside. That could have been a touchdown. Plenty of time here, Jay. 2 more downs, plenty of time.
Now, right. Calvin Sweeney, the 3rd-year man from USC, number 85, is in there at wide receiver with Swan and Jim Smith. Again, Bradshaw to throw over the middle, too high. Lynn Swan was all alone. He was there, and Terry couldn't get it to him, and he's upset.
He's not happy. Look at him. He knew he had number 4. Just overthrew him. Those those things happen so quickly. You'll see the receivers crossing. Terry back to pass. The two receivers on the same side just did a little X, did a little cross. It was a problem for the defensive men who were playing man-to-man coverage to stay with him, and he just overthrew him.
3rd and goal to go. 25 seconds left in the first half. Lynn Swan goes to the right side. Jim Smith in the slot. Calvin Sweeney set to the left side.
He may try the same maneuver.
And it is almost intercepted, and a call goes against Trent Bryant, number 45. Bryant going to be called for pass interference against Calvin Sweeney.
Here you see him. He wants to throw left all the way. He missed an open wide receiver right down in the middle of the end zone. Tight end Cunningham was wide open in the end zone. You can't see them all. They got some people there in your face. Here was a good look at Cunningham going straight up the field, wide open in the end zone. That was not his primary receiver, and when he's not your primary receiver, sometimes you'll stay with Stallworth. That's who he was staying with, Stallworth. That ain't a bad guy to hang around with for a while.
No, not at all. Trent Bryant called for interference. 19 seconds left. It's now 1st and goal to go. Thornton and Harris are in the backfield. The handoff going to Franco Harris. Another touchdown for Harris. 92 career touchdowns. Franco banging up the middle as he's done so many times, getting the job done.
I'll tell you, it's tough to stop the Steeler offense when Bradshaw is as hot as he is today. He makes them go. When he's hot, you just better score a lot of points.
Anderson, free agent rookie from Syracuse, kicks the point after. And with 16 seconds remaining in this first half, the Steelers have a 28-7 advantage. Remind you about NFL 82 coming up at halftime, of course, and also coming up a New Year's tradition on NBC, a lineup of college football that will literally bowl you over. 1:30 Eastern Time, the Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma, with their sensational freshman Marcus Dupree against that rugged defense of Arizona State. Then the Rose Bowl, Michigan and UCLA. And finally, the beauty, the pageantry, the excitement of the Orange Bowl game. Nebraska against LSU. You'll see it all New Year's Day right here on NBC Sports. Anderson ready to put the ball in play. Anthony Hancock, the man in the middle. And I don't think he wants any part of that one. Hancock will down it. The drive, 9 plays, 76 yards. Harris banging it in for the score. There's the scoring drive. It took 3 minutes and 2 seconds. 16 seconds remaining to be played.
Got to regroup, Jay. Got to go in and regroup. That was a big touchdown for the Steelers. If the Chiefs could have held it to 21-7 going into halftime and came back out, now it's going to be very difficult for them going back out second half.
Starting to rain again here. Steve Fuller put it up. He does. Billy Jackson is across the 20 and the 25, still going, got to the 28-yard line. And Dwayne Woodward, number 49, made the tackle. Timeout called with 6 seconds left to go in this first half. They'll give them that short pass, won't they?
Oh, yeah. Here you see the defensive backs just dropping back in a zone. Good vision on the quarterback, reacting to the ball.
Recap the the scoring in the first period. 2 Bradshaw to Stallworth passes, and it was 14-0. Billy Jackson then scored for Kansas City at 3:27 of the second period, 21-7, and then Harris scoring with 16 seconds left, 28-7, Pittsburgh. Marv Levy talking things over with Steve Fuller. Coach Levy, an NFL assistant at Philadelphia and Los Angeles and Washington. Timeouts remaining. The Chiefs have 2.
Not much you can do here, Jay. Just got to put it up and hope for a big catch and a run or an interference call.
I'm surprised they didn't try, or don't try right now, the long one where you might get the interference call that will turn you into a possible touchdown.
I think that's what we're going to see right here.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers coming down the sideline, and Fuller lets it all go, and it is caught at the 20-yard line. No, now they say incomplete. The pass to Stan Rome, it looked like he had it for a moment. There were 3 Steelers around him, but incomplete. Terry Bradshaw had himself a fine first half. For that matter, so did the Steelers. They put 28 points on the board. And at the end of the first half, the Steelers 28, the Kansas City Chiefs 7. NFL 82 coming up for you right after these messages.
Welcome back to NFL 82 in New York. I'm Len Berman with the crew, and maybe the biggest headline of the day, the Baltimore Colts have finally done it. They've scored their first points since the strike. They were shut out in both games, outscored 57-0. They have scored. They lead Cincinnati. But let's get to all scores and highlights right now. Some of you are watching this game in Cleveland. The Browns continue to stumble. San Diego leading at a halftime, 27-3. Sam Rutigliano has to be concerned about Brian's sight. Brian had that tough day, Thanksgiving Day, here on NBC in Dallas. Picked right up where he left off that day. Interception by Mike Williams for San Diego, and Dan Fouts picked up where he left off last week with his 300-yard record, the 27th time. Here he goes to Charlie Joyner. That set up Muncie once. Here goes Dan Fouts again. Boy, does he have receivers or what? Wes Chandler didn't even use Winslow in this act, and then Muncie capped this one off with another 1-yard touchdown run. And it was James Brooks on the ground. Nice little draw play. 10 yards gone. There it is. Halftime, 27-3 San Diego over Cleveland. 82 degrees in the Orange Bowl. Would you like to be there? Miami just kicked a field goal, lead the Vikings at halftime 9-7. In the Meadowlands, 60 degrees in the New York area. And Houston, with a late touchdown in the second quarter, they lead the Giants. The Giants and Ray Perkins continue on the defense. Rob Carpenter returned on offense. Boom! Welcome back to football, Rob Carpenter. How'd you like to have this punter on your team? Dave Jennings. 73-yard punt. They let it drop. They shouldn't have. The Giants were in great shape, but this was the play of the game. Gifford Nielsen had replaced Archie Manning. Goes to rookie Gary Allen, 23-yard sliding catch and touchdown. The Oilers took the lead at halftime, 7-3. Campbell is now number 10 all-time rushers. And at Veterans Stadium, you can hear the boos up here, wherever you are. Philadelphia fans unhappy. St. Louis leading 23-7 at halftime. Philadelphia about to go 1-4 after being in the playoffs the last 4 years. Mike Adamle, more for us now.
Glenn, every once in a while I get an urge to go attend a game in person. I wanted to go see the Buffalo Bills play the Green Bay Packers until I found out what the weather conditions were like. Absolutely abysmal in Milwaukee's County Stadium. Torrential rains and very, very muddy, and it is showed in the type of play. Many turnovers. Here's one, the opening kickoff. Green Bay kicks off. Number 33, Ted McKnight, the former Kansas City Chief, fields the ball at his goal line, but he coughs it up. Green Bay recovered and capitalized with a Jan Stenerud field goal. They led 3-0. Here, Joe Cribbs. Remember, he's playing with an old contract, not too happy. He fumbles the ball, and Green Bay capitalizes again. Buffalo did go ahead 7-6 in this touchdown lunge by Joe Cribbs. He crossed the goal line clean, but Green Bay came right back with another drive. And watch what happens here. It's a very freaky play. Jerry Ellis gets the ball, number 31, but there he drops it. Number 35, Del Rogers, eventually recovers, and the Green Bay Packers now lead the Buffalo Bills at halftime 13-7. The New Orleans Saints are on top of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7-3. That game is now in the third quarter. Ken Stabler has thrown a 14-yard touchdown pass to Andre Thompson. You know, during the strike, Chicago Bears coach Mike Ditka decided to go with his rookie, Jim McMahon from Brigham Young, and he has paid dividends this afternoon at Soldiers Field in Chicago. He has thrown for 2 scores and ran for another. Here's Here was number 1 in the first quarter. Here, rolling to his right, he spots Ken Marjoram in the end zone. It was 7-0 early on, Chicago. Later in the first quarter, McMahon rolls right, throws left. There's Emory Moorhead. The Bears led 14-0. The Bears defense played like the monsters of the Midway of yore. Here, a safety. Grogan trapped in his own end zone. It is 16-0. And then finally, Jim McMahon again. Here, second quarter action, rolls to his right, finds no receivers, goes in the end zone. It made it 23-0 Chicago. Grogan has scored in a touchdown run. It is 23-6. That game is in the second quarter. It is now at halftime, I understand. Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers were shut out for the first time since 1974, and they played without Terry Bradshaw. He was hurt against the Seahawks in their 16-0 loss. But today, he has responded with 3 touchdown passes. There's number 1, 3 yards to John Stallworth. 7-0 Steelers. Later in the first quarter, Terry uncorks the ball as only Bradshaw can. 74 yards to John Stallworth. Again, it was 14-0 Pittsburgh. And then later, this time in the second quarter, Bradshaw rolls to his right, stops, and then pumps the ball to Greg Hawthorne in the end zone. 21-0. The Chiefs came back with a Billy Jackson touchdown run of 1 yard. Franco Harris scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. It is 28-7 in favor of the Steelers. That game is at halftime. And the Baltimore Colts have finally scored. Mike Pagel, the rookie quarterback from Arizona State, has thrown a 14-yard touchdown pass in that game. Hallelujah, Baltimore Colts.
And you have to wonder a bit about the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, they had to come in very confident, heavily favored, and going against the Colts. Let's see how the Bengals do in that one. And you were right in your pregame prediction. Colts did score.
Well, you know, the one reason for that prediction was when you're going to play Baltimore, it's awful tough to be a coach to keep your team from laughing during the game films. You know, and it's hard for them to go in seriously. You know, we mentioned Dave Jennings, a superstar punter for the Giants during the highlights, but I wanted to mention Bob Parsons, you know, one of those anonymous Bears in those ugly uniforms you see punting every week. He had an 81-yard punt today with a little help from Ricky Smith to try to field it like an outfielder, let it go right through his hands. But then again, when you're playing the New England Patriots, you're supposed to get a little help, Len.
We watched the tapes of our shows during the week, too, and we laughed just as much. Thank you, Pete. This coming Saturday, we will be in Candlestick Park, San Francisco. Hope you'll join us. The Super Bowl champion 49ers try to get back to 500, hosting the high-flying San Diego Chargers. That's it for us right now. Len Berman for all the crew. Let's send you back to the field.
28-7, Pittsburgh. We'll be coming back with an interview with Terry Bradshaw. We'll be back after these messages, and the Worth has recorded his 15th 100-yard game in his career today. There is Marv Levy. He's got to be very troubled at the proceedings here in the first half. Bob, the half statistics.
Pittsburgh leading the statistics as they should, passing 197 yards in the half for Bradshaw as compared to 82. And turnovers are even. Pittsburgh is 4 for 4 in third down conversions, something that's not on that graphic. Kansas City is 3 of 8.
We got word that J.T. Smith, besides having the rib problems, also had a hamstring problem on that injury late in the first half. And we don't expect to see J.T. Smith in action anymore this afternoon for the Kansas City Chiefs. Both clubs back on the field. Next week, the Chiefs will play the Los Angeles Raiders at Arrowhead Stadium. That's next Sunday. There's still a lot of good seats available. And the Steelers play the Buffalo Bills at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Mr. Bradshaw just moving along.
You know, there are days when I was talking with him before the game, and he said there are days when he is so hot, he says he feels like he can do anything. And he says, and then there's other days, and you look you right in the eye, he says, and there's other days, he says, I just stink out the joint.
Remember a couple of years ago when he wanted to pack it in?
Yes, he did. Now he feels good. He's ready to play. Stallworth having a great day.
I want to tell you, 2 more touchdowns for him, 42 in his career. Nick Lowry to kick off. Sidnor taking it at the 5. Now at the 20. And he stepped through and got hit at the 24-yard line. Fine play on the specialty unit made by Ed Beckman, number 85. So the Pittsburgh Steelers set to move the football offensively with Terry Bradshaw at quarterback. Franco Harris, I should say, number 32, and Frank Pollard, 44. Lynn Swan 88, John Stallworth 82, and Cunningham 89, the tight end. Mike Webster is there at center, number 52. Morris 71 at the guard, with Wolfley, the other guard, 73. Penny 74, and Brown 79. On first down, Franco Harris gets the call, and he gets out over the 30-yard line. Franco hit by Gary Barbaro, the gain to the 31-yard line. Talk about Webster, Bob Greasy, 9-year veteran from Wisconsin, one of the best.
Played in several Pro Bowls with this man. He is very, very strong, as you can see there. He got his block, but Kramer got the best of him at the end. But he is a very strong man. He won the NFL Strongman contest, as have a couple of the other Steelers. They all seem to be very strong in the offensive line, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one of their trademarks.
Second down and 4 from the 31-yard line. Harris again. Penalty marker goes down. Harris has a first down. But let's see if they'll bring it back. Mike Bell, number 99, on the tackle. The Steelers come out featuring Harris here in the early going, leading 28-7. Illegal procedure, Pittsburgh.
Franco said yesterday he wanted to run the ball some more. And as long as the running game is going, I'm sure they'll do that. It's nice to have, as a quarterback, to have your running game and your passing game going. You can pull the numbers.
Formation, only 6 men on the line of scrimmage by the offense.
An illegal formation on the play. J.T. Smith, out of this game, had the rib problem and then pulled hamstring late in the first half. Second down and 9. Frank Pollard. Pollard gets out to the 32-yard line. Pollard has good speed to the outside. Lloyd Burris, number 34, made the stop coming up from strong safety. Give you a look at the Chiefs on defense right at the moment. They have Steele and Bell at the ends. Landry, Spaney, Jackson, and Howard are the linebackers. Kramer, the nose man, with Green and Bryant, Burris and Barbaro. Bryant has been in there for Eric Harris for some time. And we probably should check and see if there was any injury problem to Eric Harris of the Kansas City Chiefs. I've not been informed of it. Franco pulling his way to the 37-yard line, got a first down. Took Charles Jackson a couple of yards with him, but we will credit Jackson with the tackle.
He gets the tackle. Kansas City was in their nickel defense. They're expecting pass. They've been in it the last 2 times. Terry crosses them up, calls a running play. It was 3rd and 3, no trap inside, good blocking. Jackson makes the tackle.
Larry Brown did a nice job, the big guy who played at the University of Kansas. Don Fambro fired as the head coach of the Jayhawks this past week. First and 10. Franco Harris in trouble. Nowhere to go. Very good pursuit that time. Mike Bell, number 99, along with Thomas Howard, 52, and Art Still, number 67. An isolated view of the big guy from Kentucky.
It's a big battle right here. Big Larry Brown, Art Still getting up off the ground. This is the type of defense, run defense, that Marv Levy says we've got to have back in our defense.
Coming into today, the Steelers had scored 86 points, 10th in the NFL. Harris had not scored a touchdown, but he got his 92nd in the first half in his 11th season in the NFL. On 2nd and 12, it is complete for a first down at the 48-yard line to Jim Smith. Thomas Howard, 52, on the tackle. Smith played at Michigan. Number 4 draft choice.
Bradshaw is as hot as he can be. This is a little zone defense. The man goes down and curls in between the linebackers. Some days you just can't miss. Other days you can't buy one.
Well, he is solid, having himself an afternoon. He is 11 out of 14, 210 yards. Clock running with 11 minutes and 10 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Bradshaw, the quick pattern to the right side. It is completed down at the 46-yard line to Lynn Swan. another Steeler veteran who was looking for his first touchdown of this season. Maybe he'll get one before the day is over.
Just a little hitch pattern. Goes down, picks up 4 or 5 yards. First down pass. Good call. Second 5.
Jim Smith going wide to the right. Let's see. Frank Pollard is out of there. Hawthorne, 27, is in the game, and the throw comes out to Franco Harris. Franco gets to the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. Brent Bryant, number 45, who again, I'll remind you, is spelling Eric Harris at right cornerback, made the play. Harris in 82. There for the big man. Played collegiately at Penn State. Hawthorne is out, and Calvin Sweeney, the third-year man from USC, number 85, is in there. Sweeney's got great speed and a lot of agility. He was a great hurdler in college. The Steelers having a good day on third down conversions. They are 5 for 5. The Chiefs go into the nickel as Ron Cherry comes in there. Sweeney is out. To a first down. Benny Cunningham was knocked out just shy of the 40-yard line by Cherry, and it'll be very, very close indeed. Green Bay putting it on Buffalo this afternoon. Eddie Lee Ivory has just scored at 8:29 in the third period, 20-7. It is a first down for Pittsburgh at the 41-yard line. Tampa Bay has the lead at New Orleans. Doug Williams has just thrown to the talented Kevin House for 24 yards. 10:29 left in the third quarter. Here it's 28-7. The Steelers lead the Chiefs with Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph, and with the football, Franco Harris to the 35-yard line. Dave Lindstrom now in the game for the Chiefs, number 71, a fine backup end, made the tackle. And Gary Spaney, number 59, is there. Chuck Noll, oh, what a career he's had. He's had Pittsburgh in the playoffs 8 of the last 10 years. His 30th year in pro football. Quiet gentleman. Does a tremendous job here. Here's Marv Levy. Reported to be in trouble, then given a vote of confidence. But we will see. Benny Cunningham moves to the right side. They pitch it out wide. Penalty marker goes down. Franco Harris hit for a loss of about a yard on the play by Gary Green. Green did a nice job coming up from the cornerback spot. He's number 24.
Good cover man to man. He's played very well, been in the Pro Bowl last year, came up and made a good defensive play. We're seeing the Pittsburgh Steelers methodically march the ball down the field again, Jay, eating up the clock, and this will set them back a little bit. We'll see if they can make a first down. But the Steelers are moving at will. Their offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. They can run, they can pass. The Kansas City Chiefs have got to stop the Pittsburgh Steelers offense if they're going to have a chance in this ball game.
Our referee, Red Cashin, discussing the infraction here. I'm reminded as you look at the field that the Steelers are in their 50th season. And they have that special logo now in the middle of the field here. Cashin puts the ball back at the 46.
Holding during the run. Number 71 of the offense. Still second down.
The call went against Elmer Boris, the rookie from Pitt. There you got to look at the 50th anniversary logo of the Steelers. This is the 100th appearance of the Steelers here at Three Rivers Stadium. Pretty good record, Bob. 81-18.
Isn't bad. I'd take that in a minute.
Hawthorne is back in, number 27 for the Steelers. The Chiefs go to the nickelback arrangement. And a little throw over the middle. Franco Harris at the 40. And down to the 36-yard line, short of the first down. Thomas Howard made the tackle. A good effort by Howard. Came up from the left outside linebacker spot.
Bradshaw sends his wide receivers downfield to clear everybody out, sneaks his backs out through the line and crosses them to cause confusion for the guys that are covering him man-to-man. Franco makes a big play. Doesn't try to get it all back. 3rd and 5.
8 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Steelers 28, Chiefs 7. Pittsburgh 6 for 6 on third down conversions. They're facing 3rd and 5. Bradshaw on target and dropped by Jim Smith. Lloyd Burris had the coverage, but the pass was right there.
Man-to-man coverage. Every white shirt is next to a black one. Breaking out. Good throw on the play. Good coverage. Good coverage. Good throw. Drop ball. Can't complete them all, Jay.
Guess not. Our director, Dick Klein, and his crew bringing you the pictures from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. John Goodson. This is the first punt of the day for him. He's averaged 42.4 on the year. And this is going to be a very fine play. Ball is going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Goodson, the rookie from the University of Texas, who had some early jitters but has punted very well. He popped that one up in the air, 31 yards, down to the 6. So, when we come back, Kansas City will have it deep in their own territory. The Steelers lead it 28-7.
Now, there's a steel-belted radio that meets today's driving challenges head-on. The new 72,000-mile Olympian. Made by Uniroyal, Olympian's all-season tread takes any weather in stride. Built to outdistance Michelin X and Goodyear Arriva. Now, buy 4 Olympians and get a $200 bond from Kmart. Buy 2, get a $100 bond. The Olympian. It goes the distance. The Olympian. Quality by Uniroyal. The price by Kmart.
3 things that always happen in Pittsburgh. Lambert always gets his man. The potholes always get your car. And News Center 11 always gets the story. If a story breaks at the courthouse, News Center 11 is there. If there's important news in the field of medicine, News Center 11 covers it. If an important meeting takes place in your neighborhood, News Center 11 tells you all about it. So when you want to know what's happening, you can always find out what's going on at News Center 11.
This 1982 National Football League game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. Quality engineered to be the best. By the U.S. Army, a place to be all you can be. And by Seiko and your authorized Seiko dealers who remind you that people trust Seiko more than any other watch. First and 10 from the 6 for Kansas City. We're midway through the 3rd at Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh. Fuller from his own end zone, completing it nicely to Al Dixon, the tight end. And Dixon gets out to the 13-yard line before he is met by Jack Lambert. Dixon with 5 catches for 60 yards coming into today's game. Played at Iowa State.
That's a good play, Jay. Backed up. It's a safe little pass. You drop it back and nobody's open. You throw it away. Snuck the tight end, a double tight end situation. Snuck him out of the blocking alignment and over the middle. Good safe pass. 2nd and 2.
Number 59. You see him at his best right here.
He reads this all the way. It's a little swing pass. Jack Ham is one of the better linebackers in the league. He's slowed down a little bit. He's a long strider. You think you could get things on him. We tried to run middle options with the backs out on him. He's very smart and very intelligent. Made a good play right there.
Safe for me to say that he is a future Hall of Famer. No question about it.
That's safe for you to say. He gets my vote anyway.
Yeah, he will. You can go up and see his picture in the halls at Canton sometime soon. 3rd down and 6. Fuller's in trouble. And it is not a safety. Jack Lambert got him at the 1. Jack Lambert pulled him down
able to read it, and his receivers have to be able to see it also and adjust their patterns. It's a combination of forward reading it and the wide receivers getting open.
This Kansas City offensive line has been manhandled pretty well here this afternoon.
Yes, they have. The Steelers have been doing a few different things, blitzes now and then, and they keep them off balance. That's the key for Woodenhofer. Confusion and keep them off balance.
He is one of the assistant coaches. This is Sidner taking the punt, and inside the 40, penalty flag thrown at the 35-yard line. A 45-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Ed Beckman, number 85, on the tackle on the specialty unit. And we'll see what the penalty is. We have 5:27 remaining to be played. We're in the third period. Steelers leading at 28-7. Steelers started the day with a 3-1 record. Kansas City 1-3. Referee Red Cashin, the man with the football, will march off a penalty here. Ball at the 45.
Holding by the receivers, number 49 during the run back. It'll be first down at 10.
The call is holding against the Pittsburgh Steelers. All spotted at the 45-yard line. There's a good view of Jack Ham as we're going to take a timeout. 5:27 left in the third quarter.
Sometimes it's hard to pick the right gift idea for somebody special. There's one present that's right for everybody. Gift certificates from McDonald's. 50 cents each. $5 for the book of 10. Merry Christmas.
Introducing the anti-shock sticker. Instead of shock, this sticker surprises you pleasantly because at $49.95 base sticker price, Colt hatchback imported only for Dodge and Plymouth is one phenomenal value. With a peppy MCA jet engine, room for 5, front-wheel drive, and high mileage, Colt's the right combination of size, style, and performance. And the anti-shock sticker, only on Colt.
Now, 10.9% annual percentage rate financing on all new 82 import cars. See participating Dodge and Plymouth dealers for details.
Of Illinois battle the Wildcats of Kentucky. Then a Saturday edition of NFL 82. Dan Fouts and the Chargers take on the Super Bowl champion 49ers on NBC Sports next Saturday.
As Kansas City goes on defense, we finally got word on Eric Harris, the third-year man from Memphis State. He has a groin injury and is out. Trent Bryant is playing for him, as we've indicated to you, number 45. First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Trouble for Bradshaw. He covers the ball. And now the Chiefs say they've got it. And I don't think they're going to win that argument. The loss is back to the 47-yard line as Bradshaw covered his fumble. And we pause. Let's take a look at it here just for a second.
Lloyd Burris, a strong safety up there in a strong safety blitz. Terry saw him coming and just pulled out a little too soon. A little anxious.
Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WPXI, the news station.
With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph, Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Steelers leading at 28-7. Smith and Swan set to the left side. Bradshaw under pressure, dodges one man, but they got to him. Dan Mangiero. Dino, number 74, coming in.
It's a little option screen to Franco Harris out to the left. The defensive end doesn't get Bell's hands down. Allows Mangiero to come in there and make the play. That's the first time they've been close to Bradshaw all day.
Mangiero's a hard worker, and he got there that time. Chiefs lost a fine football player in Frank Montemagliuna, who has now been waived. He had a gentleman neck problem, and probably will never play football again. pass intended for Jim Smith. Batted around a couple of times.
It's a poorly thrown ball. Probably shouldn't have been thrown. He feels like he can get it in. Ball batted up in the air. When it's up in the air and you're around it like that, should have had it. That's a third. It could have been the third interception for Green today.
I thought it was intercepted. I was screened for the other player there momentarily, but he couldn't quite hold on. Goodson's second punt of the afternoon, a boomer, and Hancock fell down, lets it go, and it is downed. Let's see they call it. Going to call it a touchback. Well, the official was right on the play. There's a penalty marker down upfield, a 55-yard punt. It was very close.
It was a great punt. The man was down there. He just, if he got his foot in the end zone, number 42, Washington.
As we mentioned, there is a penalty marker back upfield. We have 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Steelers leading 28-7. An end zone view of the punt and the play.
You know, Kansas City has had very poor field position all day, and it's been because of the punting. The Washington steps in the end zone is why they brought it out to the 20.
Yep.
You got to keep your body out of the end zone and keep the ball out of the end zone too, obviously.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 50 of the receiver. The ball was a touchback, so it's placed on the 10. First and 10.
We cannot hear what referee Red Cashin is saying, but he indicated a personal foul. And you can see that head coach Chuck Knoll is upset. Kansas City's Marv Levy. Knoll at age 27 became an assistant with the LA Chargers, now the San Diego Chargers, of course. That's where he started his career in coaching. First coach to win 4 Super Bowls.
Not a bad record. Very intelligent man.
Well, the folks here in the stadium are able to hear our referee, Greg Cashin, but we're not able to pick up what he said there. The indication was a personal foul. Now they're having trouble deciding where to put the markers down on the far side.
I don't know. Maybe it happened. It's either got to be on the 20 or the 10, or if it's against Kansas City, it looks like they're talking about putting it on the 10-yard line.
Well, they still haven't made up their mind. We had the touchback call, and then we've had a personal foul call. And now we're having a lot of standing around and discussions.
And I think whatever comes out of this, there's going to be one coach on the sideline that's not going to like it.
Marv Levy's saying, take the penalty. Can't get that much at it.
Jack Lambert comes over to explain the situation to Chuck Knoll.
They're going to bring the ball out.
Let him punt it again.
And they're going to kick it again. Here goes the penalty.
Must have happened before possession changed hands.
Punt will be coming from way back this time as the penalty goes all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 50 of the kickers, still fourth down.
And again, I apologize for not being able to tell you a little more about what happened because we're not picking up Red Cashin's microphone. But ready to punt it again is Gary Anderson, or John Goodson, excuse me. Goodson. Anthony Hancock at the 20. 25, penalty markers are down. The return is to the 28-yard line, a 49-yard punt.
Kansas City's going to end up inside the 20-yard line again.
Well, another discussion here. 3:49 left to play in the third quarter. Steelers leading 28-7. there's a man who's getting very hot under the collar.
Things aren't going right for him. They haven't been going right for him the last couple of weeks. They haven't gone right today.
Illegal use of the hands during the run back.
It doesn't take much to get him upset.
Of the receivers, first down and 10.
An illegal push in the back was the call, and a timeout is now called here with 3:49 remaining to be played in the third quarter. Pittsburgh Steelers lead the Kansas City Chiefs 28-7.
There's an extra toughness in trucks. Ram Tough. Dodge Rams are a new generation of pickups. Bodies armored against rust with more galvanized steel in critical areas than any Ford or Chevy. Dodge Rams go beyond what the others call tough. Dodge trucks are Ram Tough. Now 10.9 financing on all new domestic 82 and 83 Dodge pickups. Participating dealers have details.
Joan, where can I find a good stereo for the office?
I'll find out.
Save time and energy. The Bell System Yellow Pages talks when you let your fingers do the walking.
Avon, complete line of office supplies.
Sam's Stereo.
Doctor?
Sam's Stereo. Sensational sounds abound. That's remarkable. No, sensational. I'm Sam.
Get the Yellow Pages talking.
Sensational.
Let your fingers do the walking.
The NFL's best continue. Fouts and his Chargers. Montana and the 49ers. The Aerial Express and the Super Bowl champs. A special Saturday edition of NFL 82. Next Saturday.
Steelers now been penalized 67 yards. The Chiefs 32. The Chiefs are going to operate from the 15-yard line. City, trailing 28-7. Steve Fuller at the controls, pitches it back to Delaney. Delaney got 2 yards. Jack Ham made the tackle. San Diego leading Cleveland 27-6. They're in the third quarter. Miami 19-7 over Minnesota. Andre Franklin has just scored early in the fourth period in that one. Houston has a 14-3 lead over the Giants. And the Cardinals leading 23-13 at Philadelphia this afternoon. Second down and 8, and completed at the 30-yard line. Catch made by Al Dixon, the tight end. Donnie Shell, the strong safety, made the tackle. Look at Dixon. He's had some hamstring problems.
It's a good route on this pattern. It's a double zone. Everybody's dropping back. Dixon gets in behind Blunt. Makes a good play. You know, Jay, we've talked about it. Kansas City's had such poor field position all day, and part of the reason is their mistakes, and the other part is the good punting when Pittsburgh has had the punt, which is only 2 times in the second half. They backed them up into their own territory.
Goodson has done an excellent job of punting. Greg Colbert had the Achilles tendon injury playing basketball. Down goes Fuller. Seems like whenever they need to, they're able to do that. Leading the way was Robin Cole, number 56. We've got an isolated view of Tom Beasley, number 65.
Coming from the left side. Crosses into the middle, comes up the middle. Fuller had to pull the ball down because the receiver was not open when he was ready to throw the ball. Little things like that causes Beasley to come in and get the sack. It wasn't because he wasn't ready to throw the ball. He was ready to get rid of it, but the coverage was there.
That's half a dozen, cousin, this afternoon. 6 sacks. Fuller over the middle and completed nicely to Henry Marshall. Marshall has a first down at the 46-yard line. Ron Johnson, number 29, on the tackle.
Big third down play. Marshall just running down, going in the square end. Fuller looks good at times if he got the time to throw. If the timing is there, he steps up and throws the ball well. I'm surprised he's not running more. He's not getting out and scrambling. I'm sure the Steelers are aware of that and trying to keep him in the pocket.
Green Bay putting it on Buffalo, 27-7 in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay and New Orleans tied up at 10-10. Fuller too high. Trying to get it to Carlos Carson, number 88, who's now playing in there as J.T. Smith. We'll not see any more action today. Marshall in this game has 3 catches for 48 yards. He's a very fine wide receiver. Clock stopped with 1:04 left in the third quarter. Chicago leads New England now 23-13 in the third quarter. And Baltimore leads Cincinnati.
Surprise there.
Frank Kush could win that one. It would be something.
Surprise there. Is that in Baltimore?
It is in Baltimore. 28-7 Steelers. Second down and 10 from the 47. And Fuller takes a deep drop, but it's not going to make any difference. They were all coming. And Lambert was the man who put the clamps on him.
There's a blitz by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fuller tries to avoid him. There's just too many of them. What they're doing is sending more people than the Kansas City Chiefs can block. The hot receiver, or the receiver that has to break his pattern off so that Fuller can get the ball to him and avoid all the blitzers, is being covered, being double covered. There's not much for Fuller to do with it. He has to get out of, throw it away or scramble or something, but he's got to buy some time so he can get some of his players open. He's a scrambler, and he needs to do it.
It's going to be 3rd and 21. 3 wide receivers in there for Kansas City to throw out to the left side. And that's Henry Marshall. He is out of bounds near midfield, but short of a first down.
This time
will make the tackle. Look at it again.
This time the Steelers back in his zone. Previous time they blitz you. This time they just drop back in his zone, force you to take the short one. Long yardage, come up and make the play.
Wow, they're down 28-7. They're going there on 4th down. They'll be going now on 4th down with 20 seconds left in the third period. Gossett to do the punting. Sidnor is back there at the 10. Comes to the near sideline. Gets away from one man and returns it to the 14-yard line. 40-yard punt, a 5-yard return. And Dave Clute, number 55, making the play. Steelers 28, Chiefs 7. Back with more in a moment.
Wizard of Odyssey, what video game are you up to now?
Oh, I'm up to my eyeballs in a mine shaft with Odyssey 2's new video game, Pickaxe Pete. Big Pete, escape up the ladder, smash the boulders. Now, grab the elusive key to on the keyboard that you change mazes to make the mine shaft even more menacing. Pickaxe Pete from Odyssey 2, where the keyboard is the key to greater challenge.
Buy Odyssey, get $82 worth of free games, including Quest for the Rings and Pickaxe Pete.
The new front-wheel drive Dodge 600 ES. 50 automotive engineers compared it to a Mercedes 300D. They preferred Dodge 38-12 for overall driving superiority. With great mileage and a 5-year, 50,000-mile protection plan, Dodge 600 ES is the affordable American alternative.
America's driving machine.
Now get 10.9% financing on many new 82 and 83 Dodge cars. Participating dealers have details.
Cliff Stout, he took over in the Kingdome last week. Didn't get the job done. He's got to be the happiest Steeler of all to get out of Seattle. Not his favorite city. Last season he broke a bone in his throwing arm in a punching bag incident when Pittsburgh was stuck in Seattle in the fog after a loss last week in Seattle. He was intercepted 3 times. Walter Abercrombie to the 17-yard line. Lloyd Burris making the stop. And the gun sounds. So we're at the end of the third quarter. The score is the Steelers 28, the Chiefs 7. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Tuesday, something terrible is happening.
From TV to Broadway, Hollywood to Las Vegas, an inside look at the world of show business. Entertainment Tonight.
Weeknights at 7 here on Pittsburgh's 11. Big money, fabulous prizes, and the devil. All on the Joker's Wild. Weeknights at 7:30 on Pittsburgh's 11 WPXI. For fine electronic gifts, shop Murphy's Mark. From Craco, your choice of an 8-track car cartridge player or underdash cassette player with automatic stop. 4-inch flush mount speaker, $9.94. 2 new Parker Brothers games for Atari players. The Empire Strikes Back gives you Star Wars at home. And with Frogger, Frantic Frogs Jump Home. Save the universe with Demon Attack. Or Space Comes Alive with Star Voyager, also for Atari sets.
Discount price.
It's awful to be always under pressure. That's why I deeply appreciate my Union National 24-hour personal teller. It handles my substantial deposits and withdrawals, checks my balance, does almost everything my regular teller does, but does it anytime I run by. Use your Union National personal teller often. With this card, it helps you survive life's little upsets.
Rocky Blyer, weeknights on News Center 11.
And off and Bob Greasy as we head into the fourth quarter here, a scoreless third period. Bob, the Steelers just kind of kept things under wraps, ran the football, tried to run the clock a little bit, kept their 28-7 lead.
Just low-keyed it. Stout's in now. The Kansas City Chiefs defensively have to take more chances. They have to blitz a little bit more. They have to be more aggressive, try to create and make something happen. They've got to get 21 points in the fourth quarter and hold the Steelers without any.
Hawthorne and Harris are in the backfield, and this is Hawthorne. Hawthorne getting to the 18-yard line. Greg Hawthorne out of Baylor. 4.7 rushing average. Hasn't rushed for much. 28 yards this season. He can play wide receiver. He can be in the backfield. He's a very versatile player. Charles Jackson, number 51, made the tackle.
In their camp, in the mini camp in the spring, they had Hawthorne in working as a wide receiver only. In summer camp, they worked him at wide receiver only. He was a running back in college. He can play both running back and wide receiver, and he causes a problem for a defense when he comes in.
He averaged nearly 19 yards per catch in preseason. Stout throwing to the far sideline, and it is incomplete. It went for Hawthorne over there, and he held it momentarily, but not long enough. Burris on the coverage, number 34, an end zone look.
Pittsburgh is getting 3 wide receivers. They've put 2 on one side and pulled both of Kansas City's corners, and they're throwing against a strong safety, Lloyd Burris. Throw was there, just got to hold on. Pittsburgh has to punt for the third time. 3 possessions, 3 punts in the second half.
Rookie John Goodson, 8th round choice out of Texas. Another tremendous boot. Hancock way back. Uh-oh, let it go. Hancock still trying to get it. Kicked around over there and out of bounds. And let's see who they'll give it to. Kansas City. Oh my goodness, looked like a soccer game out there when he let it get away. They were kicking and clawing at it. But it will be retained by Kansas City. They'll have it at their own 5-yard line. Steelers lead 28-7. More in a moment.
Seiko LaSalle. Marvels of thinness. So perfected. So refined. They reach the realm of art. Seiko LaSalle. Thin. Rich. Beautiful. Only the highest quartz technology could achieve such flawless design and performance. Seiko LaSalle. Other Seiko LaSalle models in 14 and 18 karat gold are also available only at your Seiko authorized dealer.
Right now, the one thing you want most is an opportunity.
than Harry. By the time he gets to Phoenix, he'll be a legend. In The Gauntlet, the NBC Sunday night movie.
This 1982 National Football League game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world. By the calling card from Bell, calling when you're away from your home or office. And by Atari, the leader in home video games for fun your whole family can share. Kansas City starting again with bad field position from their own 5-yard line. As Bob Greasy has indicated time and time again this afternoon, this has been tough for them. That was a 75-yard punt a few moments ago by John Goodson. This is a drop pass by Joe DeLay. The Kansas City Chiefs down 28-7. Pittsburgh with 15 first downs, Kansas City with 10, 299 total offense yardage for the Pittsburgh club, 128 for Kansas City.
Kansas City's had problems, Jay, ever since they've come back from the strike. And they need some veteran leadership on that ball club. They need some leadership from their coaching staff. They need to get their act together and start making some plays.
Fuller from his own end zone. Trying to go to number 82, Anthony Hancock, who is in there now, and Lauren Taves, number 51, the linebacker in the middle, looked like he got a ball in it.
He was wide open over the middle. If he could have gotten this ball to him, I'd like to have seen the race that would have developed. Linebacker Taves comes in, blocks it. Ron Johnson thinks he may have picked it off. May have.
Coors, number 90, in defensively for the Steelers. Number 51, Taves, comes out. Kansas City 3 out of 10 in third down conversions, facing now 3rd and 10. Fuller throwing to the near sideline, and a good catch made by Carlos Carson. Carson, who played at LSU, Tigers, and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Orange Bowl game that you'll see here on New Year's night.
Mel Blount looking into the quarterback, just a down and out, first down. Zone coverage.
That's a good throw. It has to be thrown before the man makes the cut. The ball was there.
And it's tough, too. You know, I talk so much about vision and the defensive backs looking at the quarterback. They see where he's looking, and they know when the ball is being thrown also, so they can react when the ball is thrown. That's why Bradshaw was talking about worrying about Barbaro and looking him off. You have to do it when the guys, the defensive backs, have that vision into the backfield.
1st and 10 on the 17, and incomplete at the 35-yard line. Hancock tried to trap it. Wayne Woodruff, number 49, the left corner, on the coverage. Tom Beasley putting a lot of pressure on the young quarterback Fuller.
It's not easy to be in this situation. Down 21 points in the 4th quarter. Pittsburgh knowing you have to throw. Beasley just keeps coming.
Number 66, Brad Buddy. His dad, of course, Ed. Number 71 in his day. Buddy, a maturing lineman now. USC product at left guard. 2nd and 10. In the lineup, and Scott got tangled up. He's looking for a call. He and Mel Blount were doing a couple of pirouettes together over here on the near sideline, but
I don't know if one pushed the other, but they were both on the ground. I think they just ran into each other.
Miami and Minnesota this afternoon, and Miami coming back. Got Andre Franklin to score, 14:07 of the 4th. Now Galbraith has scored at 9:25, 19-14, Miami, with 9 minutes left. Houston and the Giants, 14-10, Houston in the 4th period. Boy, Fuller was ripped by Keith Willis, the rookie free agent. Led his team in tackles the last 3 years. Went to school at Northeastern, an 8-yard loss.
This makes me glad I'm up here in the booth, Jay.
Yeah.
There there's nothing you can do about something like that. When the lineman gets through free, it's happened so quickly, you're looking downfield. You can't be looking at the lineman. That he's on you before you can do anything. All you can do is just fold up and hope that you don't get hurt.
Gossett will punt from his own end zone. Willie Sidner downfield at the 47, the 40. Steps through at the 40 and is down to the 37-yard line. A 35-yard punt. John Olenchuk made the tackle, and the Steelers, leading 28-7, are going to have it in very good shape when we come back right after these messages.
You can buy a costlier Mercedes-Benz than the 240D sedan. You cannot buy a better Mercedes-Benz. The same impeccable engineering and finish as all Mercedes, but with its 4-cylinder diesel engine and even the choice of a 4-speed stick shift, it puts functional efficiency first. Many people think this makes the 240D a shrewd Mercedes to own, including some people who own a few.
The Florida Keys and Milwaukee, Wisconsin are a whole country apart. But to these guys, they both mean something great. The Keys mean stone crab, big and fresh. And Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, old Milwaukee. And the smooth, golden light taste of old Milwaukee Light. And man, what they made for food like this. And old Milwaukee. And old Milwaukee Light. Tastes as great as its day.
It doesn't get any better than this. Back at Three Rivers Stadium, Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Pirates play, of course, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are making their 100th appearance in this stadium today. I can go back to the days when they used to play at Old Forbes Field.
You remember those days?
Yeah, there was a guy named Bobby Lane who wasn't a bad quarterback. He used to spend some interesting nights and days in the city. Carrying the football that time was Franco Harris, and Jerry Platt made the stop, number 57. Well, the folks in this part of the world, Bob, very proud of their football, of course, and I think this is the first year I can remember when Penn State, Pitt, and West Virginia have all been ranked in the top 10. Of course, out in the Big 8, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, held fourth for so long. Got to be very proud of K-State. Wildcats are going to go. That's Sidney Thornton, number 38, carrying the football. The Steelers staying on the ground, trying to run the clock. Art Still 67 on the tackle. Greg Hawthorne coming back into the game as Sidney Thornton, the 6-year man, comes out. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the National Football League is prohibited. 3rd down and 6. In Swan, moving to the slot on the left side. Stout, batted ball, intercepted, coming back with it, Lloyd Burroughs for Kansas City. Burroughs up the sidelines, banged out of bounds near midfield. 4 interceptions in 81. Second-year man from Maryland. Burroughs picked it off. Wolfley, number 73, on the tackle. And the folks are on the quarterback. Cliff Stout a little bit, and he shouldn't be because the ball was tipped.
Exactly. The ball was deflected. Cliff said earlier in the week that he was hoping that he'd get to play again this week because he didn't play well last week, and he knows he's a better player than he showed last week, so he was hoping to get in and impress some people today.
Nikon introduces a new 35mm camera so revolutionary 55,000 were sold before they were even built. It uses optics so superior they flew aboard Columbia. It operates automatically, semi-automatically, or manually. It measures light a completely new way for better flash pictures. It's so incredible it can even wake you up in the morning. Introducing the programmed Nikon FG, the ultimate 35mm camera.
This is it.
Excitement.
This is your chance to get 10.9% financing on 100% pure driving excitement on all 1982 Pontiacs. 10.9% on Firebird, Pontiac 6000, T1000, Phoenix, J2000, Bonneville Model G, and Grand Prix.
Excitement.
But hurry, you must take retail delivery between now and December 31st to get this low 10.9% financing. At Pontiac, we build
excitement.
The NFL's best continues. The Steelers and the Bills. The Browns and the Bengals. The Dolphins and the Patriots. Plus hard-hitting regional action on NFL 82 next Sunday.
Ball sitting right at midfield. We have 10:41 remaining to be played as the Steelers hold a 28-7 advantage over the Kansas City Chiefs. All of the scoring in the first half. 3 touchdown passes for Bradshaw. 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Frank O'Hara's score. And they're 28. And this pass is complete to Al Dixon, the tight end. Fuller making a nice throw to Dixon over the middle. Donnie Shell on the tackle, number 31.
Excellent throw and an excellent catch. The tight end releases inside the linebacker, goes straight up the field. It's a double zone. He has to throw it over the linebackers and in front of the 2 safeties. That was a good throw and a good catch because as soon as Dixon caught the ball, he knew he was going to get hit.
Out to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 18 yards on the play. Marshall, number 89. Wayne Woodruff, number 49 on the coverage.
You know, Jay, we've talked about Kansas City off and on today, the fact that they're a different ball club after the strike. Their offense is not playing what they want it to. Their defense is not playing well. The players, the coaches, they don't know what it is. A lot of times in a game like this, you can find yourself. The offense can open up and do things. They've been rather conservative. They haven't thrown the ball deep down the field. Of course, against Pittsburgh, it's very difficult to do that. But in a game like this, where you're coming back, where you're seemingly out of it, you can really find yourself and build on something for the following week.
Fuller is 13 to 25, 172 yards. He throws and completes it to Carlos Carson. Carson is out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Mel Blunt, number 47, had the coverage.
Pittsburgh was in a blitz, an all-out blitz. This is the adjustment right here. As soon as Shell took off the blitz, Carson turns around, catches the ball, makes a positive play out of what has been for the Chiefs today, a sack situation.
Going to be 3rd down and 1 for Kansas City. 9:51 remaining in this game. The Steelers leading at 28-7. And he has the first down easily. There is a penalty marker down at the 11-yard line. Wayne Woodruff, number 49, again making the play. Referee Red Cashin talking over the options.
Encroachment lining up in the neutral zone. Number 31 of the defense. Penalty is declined. It's first down.
Infraction went against Donnie Shell as we now are able to hear what referee Red Cashin has to say.
We haven't said much about Donnie Shell today. He's been very active in the secondary of the Steelers. He's the defensive co-captain along with Jack Lambert. And he is one of the reasons why that defensive unit for the Steelers is so intimidating.
30 career interceptions. He's some kind of tough. Fuller looking over the middle. Now decides to run out of there. Throws complete. And it was Hadnot who took it in and took it to the 3-yard line. Warren Taves, the linebacker, number 51, was right there on him. Hadnot making the catch. His 3rd of the season.
Fuller doing the thing he has to do. Good coverage. Pulls it down. Starts to scramble. Finds somebody. Makes a big play out of it. This is the thing that he has the ability to do.
Yeah, you said earlier that he didn't seem to do it as much as he should this afternoon, and that was a problem. He kind of hung in that pocket too long on occasions, but here we saw him do a nice job, and it'll be second down. Three tight ends now. Dixon, Scott, and Beckman are all in there. Play action, touchdown to Willie Scott. Willie Scott, second-year man from South Carolina, gets the touchdown. That's the first of the season for Scott.
57, Mike Merriweather is fooled on the play. He's the rookie linebacker, the third-round draft choice that the Steelers are so very high on. He wanted to stick his nose in there and make the tackle like he did the last time they were down the goal line. Good call by the Chiefs.
Willie Scott got off to a slow start, had a broken finger. He was wide open there. Lowry with the point after attempt. Steve Fuller to hold. Bad pass. The kick is good. Boy, Fuller did an excellent job of getting that ball placed. So we've got 8:50 left to go in this game. The Steelers hold a 28-14 advantage. Still time for these Chiefs to come back.
You're looking at the enemy of your engine. Abrasive dirt in the oil. It can wear out your engine before it's time. Motorcraft oil filters fight the enemy. Motorcraft FL1A oil filters trap more dirt. Last longer than any other leading filter. Motorcraft oil filters for the future of your car, for sure.
Arcade players, get ready. The new Atari 5200 Super System is here. With a controller so advanced it plays arcade. Graphics so real it looks arcade. With arcade hits you can't play on any other system. No other home video system can touch it. The new Atari 5200 Super System. It's as good as you are. Maybe even better. Next time.
Illini of Illinois battle the Wildcats of Kentucky. Then a Saturday edition of NFL 82. Dan Fouts and the Chargers take on the Super Bowl champion 49ers on NBC Sports next Saturday.
Jay Randolph and Bob Gracie, you were just saying there's still a lot of time.
There's 9 minutes to go. They're only 2 touchdowns behind. The Chiefs need to stop them and get the ball and march it back down. And it's a 1-touchdown game, and anything could happen.
Indeed it can. Here are the Chiefs kicking off. And coming up for Pittsburgh to make the play, Sidner. He brings it back upfield, comes across the 25, gets to the 27, 28-yard line. And the stop made by Lewis Haynes, number 56. 50 yards in 6 plays.
A few boos going around, Jay. Cliff Stout goes back in. I think if we were in Miami now and Don Shula had told his number 1 quarterback that he'd be going back in, but let's see what happens. Bradshaw stays on the sideline.
First down from the 27-yard line. Franco Harris just back to the line of scrimmage. Ken Kramer, the nose tackle, makes a nice play. Kramer, number 91 from Ball State. He was their top quarterback sacker in 81 for the Chiefs.
Here's life in the trenches. Kansas City's defense has to stop them. Coming up with a big play. That's no place for you and me, Jerry. And
not for me, certainly. Second down and 10. Steelers like to get a couple of first downs and run some time off the clock.
Exactly what they need. They don't need a score. They need some minutes off the clock and some first downs.
Stout completed 60% of his passes in preseason. Out it comes. Franco Harris over the 35 and out to the 40-yard line and a first down. Gary Green on the tackle. We have an isolated view of Franco Harris, who coming into today had caught 19 passes for 145 yards.
I don't understand the coverage here. They're back in zone coverage. They need to be more aggressive, play man-to-man, tight man-to-man. It's a safe pass. Pittsburgh threw a safe pass to Franco with his running ability. Picks up a key first down. Kansas City needs the ball. They need to be aggressive, tight man-to-man coverage.
First down at the 40. ball, 67 on the stop. Clock continuing to roll. 7 minutes. Next week, the Chiefs and the LA Raiders at Arrowhead. Harris has 55 yards on 15 carries. Pittsburgh will be on the road again, playing the Bills at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Frank Pollard. Pollard in trouble, lost the ball, and a big pileup, and it was recovered. Jackson went in there, unlodged the ball, and Pollard had a lot of problems over there.
This could have been a big play for the Kansas City Chiefs. Good blocking. Jackson comes free, pulls the ball loose. A big play on his part. The ball's free. Green can't get it.
Pollard got it back, and he was rather fortunate that ball came right back to him.
Sure was. Sure was.
Rain beginning to fall now. Just about as hard, a little harder than it has all afternoon. Very warm, unseasonably warm in Pittsburgh. The temperature near 70 degrees. The pass complete. Down at the 42-yard line. On the move, Lynn Swan. And Swan being shoved around a little bit by Thomas Howard, the linebacker. Gary Green was also there.
This time Kansas City is in man-to-man coverage, tight man-to-man coverage, blitzing. Green's got Swan by himself at the bottom. Swan goes down, Hooks comes right back. It's hard to stop it. Good execution.
Pittsburgh has a first down at the Kansas City 42. The Steelers are leading 28-14. Steelers will be 4-1 with a victory. Kansas City will move to 1-4. Super Bowl tournament lies ahead for the top 8 qualifiers. Franco Harris to the 35-yard line. Franco hit by Art Still and Jerry Blanton. Cliff Stout played his college football at Youngstown. 9 out of 20 for 73 yards during the regular season this year. What? Keep his head dry there.
I never knew whether he shaved his head or whether he was just naturally bald.
I think you should ask him.
Sure, I threw him so many passes. He should be friendly to me.
Second down and 3. Harris has a first down inside the 30-yard line. Franco running the football and running the clock.
Sure is. I think this drive is indicative of what Pittsburgh thought they could do, and that is just take the ball and run it, control the clock to save the ball game, to save the win.
Harris now with 67 yards, 3:50 to play. Steelers leading 28-14. Going wide to the left, Calvin Sweeney. Set to the right side. Harrison Hawthorne, and it's Hawthorne who gets the call. Out to the 26-yard line. Jerry Blanton, number 57, and Thomas Howard, 52, making the play. Here's some scores. San Diego, the Chargers. Eric Coryell doing the job on Cleveland today. Minerska has just kicked the 24-yard field goal with 4 minutes to play. Houston and the Giants back on top in that one, 17-14, coming from behind. At one point they were down 14-3.
Chiefs have got to go for the ball here, Jay. They had it out a minute earlier and couldn't recover it. They need not only to tackle them, but to get the ball on the ground.
Stout, a lot of time. Throwing, and he's got Hawthorne, and he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Gary Barbaro knocked him out, but Hawthorne was in behind him.
We talked earlier about Greg Hawthorne.
Yes, sir. He's
being a good receiver out of the backfield, being a wide receiver in the alignment. This is a good play for Stout. Gets his confidence, sets up, throws a good ball. Read the coverage properly. It was in behind Barbaro. Big play.
At the 2-yard line. First down, goal to go. 2:37 to play in the game. Steelers score here. It's all over. Thornton, Hawthorne, and Harris are in there, and it is Franco. Just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Gary Barbaro came up from his free safety spot along with Gary Green and Gary Spaney to make the play. Clock running now with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. There's the clock, and I think we'll get the 2-minute warning. Yeah, Stout's going to come over and talk things over as the 2-minute warning is given. So the Steelers have a 28-14 advantage here at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. And now, here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1974. John Madden and Kenny Stabler must come up with a touchdown play to beat Miami. Oakland trails by 5 as Stabler drops back. Nothing looks very promising. Stabler's being chased. He starts to run. He flings the ball forward as he falls. And Clarence Davis makes an unbelievable grab in the end zone for a 28-26 Raider victory.
Take a look at the strength of aluminum, the reliability of aluminum, the space and comfort of aluminum, the corrosion resistance of aluminum. Aluminum means increased value and improved performance, more payload, more miles per gallon. Aluminum, it's the metal that moves America, and we're doing it now. We can't wait for tomorrow.
Here in Pittsburgh, we thank our spotters Jim Fogarty and Jim McGinley, and on stats George Jordan and all the crew here. Hope you've enjoyed it wherever you are around the nation this afternoon as the Steelers now try to put more points on the board. Second down, goal to go at the 2. The handoff going to Sidney Thornton, and he is very close.
He doesn't score many touchdowns, and when he gets the opportunity, he wants to let everybody know that he's happy about it.
A delayed call and a delayed spike, but we'll look at it again.
Larry Brown pulling out to influence Art Still, who goes to the ground. Even on the goal line, they'll use a little influence play now and then, Jay.
34-14, and Anderson will try the point, and he has got it, and it is good. We've got a minute and 52 to play. The Steelers put it away. They lead it 35-14. There's Marv Levy. His Chiefs going to lose their 4th this afternoon.
Amid all the clamor, the jostling, to have the lowest car financing rate, only Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers truly offer it. A 10.75 annual percentage rate, the lowest factory-sponsored car financing rate in America. It's worth hundreds of dollars in savings on every new 82 clearance-priced Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln. And it can really lower your monthly payments. 10.75%. It's the least we could do.
When I'm not on the typewriter, I'm on the phone. I'm either writing about the sea or seeing about my writing, hurrying for a deadline, or a phone line. This helps a lot with the calling card from Bell. It makes calling faster, easier, cheaper, and there's no charge for the card.
If you're on the phone a lot, it helps a lot. To order, call your telephone business office.
I use it everywhere I go. Well, almost everywhere.
The coordinating producer of NBC's NFL football is Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by Peter Rolfe, directed by Richard Klein. Our technical director, Marilyn Altman. Associate director, Doug Grabert. 35-14. Anderson kicking off. Anthony Hancock set to bring it back. Goes to the far sideline, and it is Cherry who has it. He's at the 10, the 15. Deron Cherry at the 20, 25, 30, 35, and up the sideline. He is brought down as he got to the 38-yard line. The linebacker, number 50, Little, made the play. Kansas City has it, 1 minute and 45 in which to operate. Here's the return here, and a pretty good play up the sidelines.
Good kickoff. I'm sure he kicked it right where he wanted to try and mess up the return, and in fact, they got a good return. Tackle by David Little, brother of former All-Pro Miami guard Larry Little. I appreciate
a lot of help from him over the years.
I appreciate his presence a great deal.
Oh, he was a fine player. He really was. Throw is complete to Henry Marshall, and Marshall is all the way down to the 31-yard line. Timeout, Kansas City. With 1 minute and 36 to go. A 31-yard play. We've seen when Fuller had the opportunity to throw some very fine tosses from him today, and next Sunday we're going to see some things. A doubleheader here on NBC. Battle of Ohio will feature the Browns visiting the Bengals. Many of you will see the Steelers pitted against the Bills. And at 4 Eastern, the Raiders and the Chiefs renew their rivalry. The Broncos tangle with the Rams in Los Angeles. It'll all get underway at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL 82 in the crew. You'll see it all right here on the home of the Super Bowl, NBC Sports. Marshall, with 98 yards on 5 catches today, has had himself a good one.
Yes, he has. Fuller has looked good, as you say, when he's had time to throw. And these are things that they can take back home to Kansas City and build on, Jay. They'll point out the mistakes, but they'll also point out the good things that Fuller has done, that Marshall has done, that the offensive defense has done, and build on those. They'll critique the mistakes, but they have to go up from here. I'm sure they all feel like there's nowhere place else that they can go but up, and this will be a game that they can find the good points and build on.
Fuller's on the run. He gets away and throws, and it is complete. James Hadnot makes the catch. There we saw Fuller do what you suggested he should do more of, and that was move out of the pocket when he's in trouble. Hadnot making the play.
A lot of teams, and this is one of them, have designed rollouts where the quarterback will drop back, pull the defensive lineman in toward him, and then sprint out around it. And that looked like it was one there. Good play.
Fuller now has completed 18 out of 30 for nearly 250 yards. And indeed, he has had a good day.
The problem he's had is with the sacks.
6 of them, isn't it?
6 sacks. That's not all his fault. It has to be shared with the offensive line. But one of the things he can do is help cut down on the number of sacks by scrambling. In fact, may have been sacked on that play there if he weren't able to run.
And as you have mentioned a number of times this afternoon, they've had just atrocious field position on so many occasions today. And they caught a team coming off a shutout loss last week, Pittsburgh, that had a sizzling first half from Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, you knew Pittsburgh was going to be tough. They were on the road and they lost. Bradshaw wanted to come back and have a big game. They were coming home. This is the first games in maybe 3 months that have been here in Riverfront. This is in Three Rivers. You knew they were going to be in for a big game, the Steelers, and Kansas City would have had played very well to beat them.
Fuller throwing, and it is picked off. Coming back with it is Donnie Shell. Well, the ball was batted around, and Shell alertly picked it out of the air and thwarts the Kansas City scoring opportunity.
I think the story of the day's game is when Pittsburgh has had the opportunities, they've made the most of it.
Woodruff batted that ball and got it going.
Kansas City has had opportunities, has dropped 2 tip balls that could have been interceptions. All almost got a fumble recovery earlier and didn't get it. Pittsburgh has had the opportunities and has capitalized. Kansas City has not.
Shell now has 5 interceptions, and as far as we know, he leads the National Football League.
He was tied coming in.
Right. Of course, we don't know what some other people are doing today, but
exactly,
you got to figure that he's right there. Well, this will be academic now. Stout gets the ball. Down he goes. Recapping things for you at 7:30 of the first. Bradshaw to Stallworth. 7-0. They went 26 yards in 6 plays at 4:08 of the first. 75-yarder Bradshaw to Stallworth was 14-0. And then at 12:50 of the second, Bradshaw to Hawthorne. 7-yard touchdown pass, 21-0. Billy Jackson at 3:27 of the second, 21-7. And then it was Harris scoring at 3:02 of the first half. And here in the second half, of course, we've had the one score to go on the board for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have a 35-14 advantage. 1:08 remaining to be played, and again, looks like the start of a rugby game. We'll roll the clock down to a minute.
Jay, you may ask, why does one team make the plays when it has the opportunity and another play?
For your old team there.
Dolphins, a big win in the Orange Bowl, coming off of a disappointing Monday night appearance.
Some other final scores. The Giants came back to beat Houston. Tampa Bay, a final. They defeat New Orleans in the Superdome.
New Orleans is tough this year. Kenny Stabler, the Snakes got them going.
2 big wins for Tampa Bay this week. Miami on Monday night, coming back on the road and winning. But we're down to 20 seconds. It was a very fine victory for the Steelers, and
the whole story of the game was Bradshaw. He came out the first possession, he threw an interception. The next 4 times they got touchdowns, and before you knew it, it was 28-7. And the Chiefs would have had to have been awfully strong. They had some difficulties coming into the ball game offensively and defensively. Bradshaw was just too hot for him. The Chiefs didn't play that well. They need to regroup and come out of this. There's 2 ways they can go. They can go up, or they can just chuck in the season. And I think with Marv Levy, they're going to come back.
The final, Steelers 35, the Chiefs 14. We'll come back to Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh right after we take time out for these messages.
This bud's for everyone who answers the call when someone needs help. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This bud's for you.
My apple is my manager.
There are more people in more places doing more things with apples than with any other personal computer in the world.
Apple Computer. Produktion Kontrolle ohne den Apfel? Unmöglich.
And of all these people using apples, most had never touched a computer before.
This is my apple.
Apple, the most personal computer.
35-14. The Steelers win it here at Three Rivers Stadium this afternoon. The rain is coming down, but the Steelers appear very much to be in the driver's seat as far as getting into the postseason activities as we have that Super Bowl tournament that lies ahead, Bob Greasy.
Well, they're 4-1 now, Jay, and there's no other team in the AFC that's